Hello everybody. How is everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing? Back doing another show. It's Monday. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm off ski. Yeah. But we do have a able deputy who's going to be standing in and taking over the reins. He's going to be taking over the reins for a time. So we do have a stand-in for that, Brandon Toy. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a moment anyway. So let me say a few hellos to some of the people we have in. We've got Ivan Poe and Howard Moore. We have Flatard Database and allegedly Derek Griffiths. Flatman and Roundlin, Ali B. Oi, Ali, hop on if you want, mate. P Mantis and Dean Wright, SE Montreal. He says, "Sup, bro, I'm very happy to be hearing the good news." Indeed. We've got Gleeman, who says, "Check your PayPal," and I did. And thank you very much, Gleam, for passing over 15 British pounds to myself. I really, really, really do appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated, and much needed. And if anybody wants to support the show, I mean, the links are in the description just beneath the video. If you want to head on over to PayPal, you can definitely go over there. Cuts out the middleman, which is YouTube, that take 30% off. So, you know, if you want to support the show, that could be the place to go. Anyway, enough of that. Blazer71 is in. Mike Hunt is in. Welcome, Mike. We also have Anthony Burrows. We have lots from Mike. We've got Ian Adams. Nice to see you in, Ian. Who else have we got? Page72 and Steve Hamilton. Utes in. Oi, fella. How's it going? Matty Boom Balati 369. Wow, that's a name and a half. How are you doing? Right the hand. Oi, fella, if you want to hop on. Adam L. Ryan Etherton. Nice to see you guys in. Rachy 00000. How's it going? We've also got Peroxide Oxide. Nice to see you in. How many more have we got? We've got I Dig the Level Plane. Indeed it is. Joe Kovacs. Nice to see you in. Pete Shea. We have Zana. Paul Rusin. How's it going, everybody? Right, I've caught up. I have finally caught up. Let's check these guys over here and see that they're doing okay. Woohoo! We are joined in the show channel on Discord by Ali B, Effie Evangelist, Face One, who is Aaron, and Brandon Toy. How's it all going, everyone?
What's up, Randy?
Morning, Randy. Hi, all.
And Ali, is your mic working?
1 2 1 2.
There we go. Coming through good. Right, I was just introducing everyone in the, saying hello to everybody that's in the chat and alluding to the takeover, or the temporary takeover, so to speak, by Brandon Toy. You looking forward to it, mate?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Got some big shoes to fill. Hopefully, we can keep the ball rolling and keep the shows going, and entertain everybody and make some progress and look at some new stuff, and who knows what'll happen.
Well, the information's the most important thing, isn't it? You know, and I'm not one of these people that are just going to say, well, you know, let the information die, let Flat Earth die, because it just seems that a lot of channels seem to be diversifying recently and talking about other things. There's QAnon, there's this coronavirus stuff, and they just seem to be diversifying away from Flat Earth. And the core Flat Earthers, you know, it seems like it's shrinking. You know, it feels like the YouTube talent pool of content creators is shrinking, and so is the support. You know, I mean, it feels like, you know, some of the viewerships have gone down as well slightly. You know, I can't say that for me personally, because it does look like the video views do get quite a lot of video views. I mean, I get about 1,800 views on my videos. For a channel that's only got 5,000 subscribers, I think that's pretty good. But you know, in general, when you look around, you see that there doesn't seem to be that much support out there towards Flat Earth. There's a lot of negativity out there towards it. So, you know, we've got to keep the good fight going. You know, I mean, this information is out there, and we need to keep pressing on whilst we can. We are winning this battle, even though the Globers won't admit it. But we know that we have the answers. We know that we're coming at these guys hard. we just need the community to help out. We definitely do. Keep these shows on the road, not just mine, but everybody's. Even if it's only a like, guys, right? All you have to do is click the like button, because do you know what? That generates interaction with the video, and that generates a positivity with people that come in to watch the stuff. So it's a good thing. Even if you don't want to support the show financially, you can definitely click the like. It takes a quarter of a second to click the like button. That's it. And subscribe as well. Do that. Support these channels in any way, shape or form you can, because we're getting thinner on the ground, guys. We really are. And Brandon Toy is going to be taking the reins of this show for a time. Maybe till next year. And you'll get to see a completely different show, I think, going forward. Brandon, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you might have planned and what things you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm obviously going to keep the focus on Flat Earth. And my interests are a little different than yours. Yours really into the long-range photography, living by the sea, a perfect opportunity to go out, do the observations, that stuff like the back of your hand. I'm interested in a lot of different stuff. Lately, I've been focusing on Coriolis, debunking that, and the geometry of the globe, Polaris, the sun, how things move around the flat Earth, trying to figure out map stuff, and also kind of the backstory on how the globe was developed, looking at Newton and the Royal Society and all those occultists and how all this came to be a worldwide religion. So that's where I'm going to go. Not looking to change things too drastically. Try to pick up where you left off, and hopefully we can keep people together. And definitely would appreciate the support. And more than anything, the best way I think people can support the show is to do their own research and bring it to the show. So definitely would be looking for that. But yeah, tough act to follow, Ranty, and we'll see where it works and how it works out.
Well, that was an interesting thing that you just said, actually, about bringing things to the show. I mean, that's essentially what I started this whole format for, was for the Globers to bring their proofs, for Flat Earthers to bring the proofs, and if you're a concaver too, bring your proof. It's still, that platform is still, is still available, basically. Bring your stuff. I'll show it. Even though it's a Flat Earth channel, I will give you an open platform here to express whatever it is that you want. Come in, tell us about it, and then we can have a chat about it. It's as simple as that. Right, okay, so I want to ask Ali B, it's been a while since you've been on, mate. How's it going with you? You're on mute, bud. You just muted yourself again.
Right, how's that?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we can hear you.
Right. Oh, well, good. I'm glad you started with me, because I want to congratulate you guys. That was a brilliant show the other night. Where I think Brandon was on there. I think Bob Dole, right hand yourself, and I thought it was always right in front of your faces that how can something that doesn't produce light refract over the curve? I thought that was awesome that you actually picked that, and to listen to Rumpus and Ruhif waffle on a lot of crap. That was probably that was the best. That I was just laughing. Listening to him, but it's quite right. You know what I mean? If there's no light there, how the hell can it refract? How can something that doesn't produce light refract over the curvature? So, but yeah, it's going well. I've not been doing much. I've just been busy recently. So, but shout out you guys. So well done. That was brilliant.
See, we're going to keep poking these guys to get them to, I don't know, offer up the information that maybe they don't want to offer up, and asking them, well, where does that light come from? How are we seeing that?
Well, it's impossible, Randy. That's the thing. It's impossible. That light, if there's no light, that means no light's refracting now. I mean, it's like, it was crazy. And to hear that was great. They were stumped. Even Rumpus had to make up the biggest pile of rubbish you could ever hear. How he was trying to explain how a silhouette can refract up when there's no light to it. So I just thought it was funny, and the sun as well. For that to actually work, how, and you made the point there. How does something that's not there block out the sun rays? You wouldn't have seen that. You wouldn't have seen that that mountain in the background, because it is the sun blocked out the sun rays, because there was no light coming off that silhouette. There's no light coming off. It's a lack of light, right? That's how. That's what a silhouette is: the lack of light, the front of that object. So it was just crazy to hear them going for about 20 minutes, and then the icing on the. I knew they'd lost when the Ruhif started your retards and stuff like that, which I thought was quite telling. So kudos to you guys. And Randy, good luck with you, by the way, mate.
Good luck with
Brandon, for you, Brandon. Good man for taking over the reign for a while anyway. So.
Yeah, thanks, Ali. Yeah. Stop by, man, anytime you want. Keep a chair open for you.
It was a great bit of logic you guys were doing. That Ruhif was trying to say, I'm using logic, and then when you used the logic, he stopped using it. It was just brilliant. That clip, that 10 minutes of them, those two idiots trying to explain and make up stories, man. That was just, that was, yeah.
Right, okay, listen, let me address a couple of people in the chat. So, Marty Moose says, is this my last stream? No, that will be on Friday. So I'll be doing these through the week, and then as of Friday, I'm going to be taking a back seat for a time. And somebody else, Paul Roosten says, will he still be doing your observations, or can he borrow the P1000? As he lives by the northeast coast, I'd go and do some tests. Well, email me and we'll try and sort something out, Paul. Okay? Right, what else? Oh, yeah, people, were asking about this DLive stuff. Yeah, I want to get the DLive channel up and running, and that's because I've seen some videos recently that I've wanted to upload onto YouTube. I have to say I've wanted to upload them. But what's happened is they've been banned off of YouTube after I've watched them. So I've watched them and I thought this information needs to get out. And I've put the links on my Facebook or something like that, and then somebody's gone to try and click the link and the video's been removed for violating terms of service by YouTube. So I've got I've got half a dozen videos that I've wanted to release to an audience of people that would be interested in that. And I'm unable to do it on this platform because I know what will happen. They'll just get removed, violating terms of service, you'll get a community strike. So I'm not prepared to do that. But on DLive at least, if I can get 200 people that are subscribed to me over on DLive, then I'm allowed to upload videos there. Now, of course, yes, I can stream from there without 200 viewers, but I just want to upload videos on there that I feel are important for people to watch, because I can't do it on YouTube. There's no real way to tell you guys, hey, this video exists, you should watch it. But if you're subscribed to me at DLive and I can upload the videos there, then you'll get to see the information that I feel is relevant that maybe you haven't seen before. So that's why I'm asking for people to go over to DLive and subscribe. I think I currently have about 70 or so people at the moment. So I've got 130 to go. It's quite a way, and I've only asked one time before, and then I've asked today. So I have a feeling that I might get there at some point, maybe by the end of the week. So if I put the link in the chat right now, hopefully, if you've got a DLive account, you'll go over and you'll subscribe. That would be the ideal situation, and then I can upload some videos to there that I feel you should be watching or have that information, because I can't do it on here. Because you know what YouTube will do? They'll just take the video down. It's as simple as that. And in the truth community, we're looking for the truth. and a lot of this information you may not have already come across. So I feel it's important to keep this activism going, to show you this information, to tell you about it. And I can do that at DLive because they don't take these videos down, right? And then I'm also going to get a BitChute going as well, because they definitely don't take anything down. So yeah, so there we go. I've put the links in. Hopefully you'll go over and then come straight back. So go and subscribe to me and come back right back. Oh, we've been joined by, who've been joined by? Right the Hand. How's it going, my friend?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I saw your video that you put out about McToon.
Oh, what a good! But they're all doing him, Craig. Even you read the comments, it's the same script. Show me evidence of flat Earth. Okay, what would you accept as evidence? Then they don't tell you. Then it's like, oh well, it has to be logical, and you're like, okay, and then you give them, and they're like, that's not logical. Show me evidence, and it's just this cycle. It's retarded.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear a good discussion when I checked in the other night. I watched about the first half hour, and I just couldn't take the "you're a science denier" blah 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 that he was spitting out every other sentence. It was really obnoxious.
Right, he did not engage like a human. It was I was like, yo, what? I had to change. Like, it was like catering to like somebody that only knew 16 words, and you were like trying to talk to that person, you know, and it was, man, futile.
Is their new position like, we don't have to defend the globe anymore? We don't have to have any discussion about any globe proofs. You know, we are only talk about flat Earth proofs if you can prove it. Is that what they're trying to do now?
I think that is their angle, is that, oh, well, the globe is the established model, and so it's in defense mode, basically. You guys have to show us your model and why your model is better than the globe model. I think that's their stance, right? I mean, it seems like it.
Doesn't that go against the spirit of science in as much as trying
100%.
to falsify,
the religion.
established theories?
Yeah, when you don't get to question it, you just have to accept it. That's the definition of religion, right? Like, don't ask questions about God. You just created the universe. Shut up and accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
Simon Dan put a video out a couple of days ago, maybe 3 days ago now. Did any of you guys see that? I guess not.
No.
Right. Let me...
It's so funny. They all watch like everything we put out, right? You'll put out the trolls will go, but we don't watch any of their stuff. Like, I never watch a Simon Dan. I never watch a Fight the Flat Earth video. But you know they're watching our stuff.
Indeed. They do. And what's interesting is that, you saw the back and forth that we had in the past week with Arctic Reflections, right? Because Simon Dan mirrored his video, and turns out that Arctic Reflections fucked up. Did Simon Dan admit it? Did he go back? Did he retract his original video? I'm going to play a video and let you guys decide. Right, here we go. Should be sharing in the show channel right now. Yep. Here we go. Oh, take that off mute.
Flat Earth Fail compilation.
Here we go.
Last week, Ranty was featured in a Flat Earth Fail compilation where he yet again proved the globe. I think it's fair to say he didn't take it too well.
Even though
poor old Ranty. If you don't have 2 hours spare to watch his entire video, then this following clip was basically the gist of it.
Well. So that's his response to being wrong. Right?
Yep, just as we predicted. Doesn't address it. Doesn't fess up to making a mistake, and just more idiocy.
Yep, that's his response. I thought it was and this is their number. He's the number one guy for the globe, right? He's their number one debunker who can't even admit when he got it wrong. It shows how dishonest they are if they're just going to do this kind of shit. But I've got more, because the guy put out, I don't know, I think it was a 10-minute video, right? Because if you do a 10-minute video, you get longer adverts on your channel, right? So if you have anything under 10 minutes, you don't get as much. If you get over 10 minutes, you get to have the longer adverts, so you make more money. So I'm pretty sure he did more than a 10-minute video. But what I've condensed here, right, we're already at 35 seconds, right? So this is his response to me. And let's go further. Let's get past all this. Right, there we go. So, here we go. So we're at 35 seconds, I think. Is that right? 35 seconds on the video. It stops at 1 minute and 37. This is what I've cut out of his video. This is his response to debunking somebody. Now listen to how he is going to debunk another flat earther who did an observation, right? I think it was Level Earth Observer, I think it was. I might be wrong. Who did this video about seeing a lighthouse. And this is his responses throughout the video, bearing in mind as he's playing it, this is what he says, and this is how he debunks him. Here we go.
46 miles from sea level to sea level. Already I can tell this is going to be hogwash. Okay, how many of you think that Level Earth Observer has completely hashed this up? Please vote now. Fine, that's all well and good so far. What? You think that this, not a chance, Level Earth Observer. And of course there are no links in the description. I didn't see it, but let's check, shall we? That's a no then. Yes, please do. Let's see how wrong you are. Right, so the independent observation comes from a different angle and much closer. Gotcha. I'd say, what about the completely different shape of the land? Are you taking that into account? Not the same area. No. No, you have not. In fairness to Level Earth Observer here, he has been generous with the eye height. 99 times out of 100, they're normally not. Okay, let's take a look at this properly, shall we? Well, honestly, I don't know. However, if we take refraction into account, which is absolutely a thing, then there is certainly much less than the 1,000 feet hidden which you believe there should be. If anyone is actually from this area, it's a little bit too far away from me, and they do know what Level Earth Observer is actually looking at, then please do let me know.
And I'm not even joking. That was his entire rebut to Level Earth Observer's observation of 46 miles seeing a lighthouse that should have been 1,000 feet below Earth curve, right? That was his response. There wasn't a response. It was hogwash, right? This is the best they have, guys. And this was 1 minute. It was just 1 minute and 2 seconds of original content of a 10-minute video, right, that he puts out once or twice a week. So his limit of content of how he debunks a flat earther was just mocking. You heard what he said. You heard how he said it. He never addressed anything once except at the end of the video to say refraction. That was it.
That was the extent of his logical argument in that entire 10-minute video, Ranty?
Yep, that was it. That was me snipping out everything as he's dissecting the video. That was it. That was everything that he said through the video.
And this is what Globers find to be compelling debunk content, huh?
Yep, this is what 350,000 people subscribe for. This is what people pay to his Patreon, his super chats, whatever it is that he gets, his sponsorships, for that amount of content, which was garbage.
There's no way that's organic, right?
350,000.
Sorry?
Did you say 350,000, Randy?
Yep.
Is that how many subscribers he's got?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
My God. That's crazy.
So not only did he completely gaslight me and not address the fact that he fucked up in his video and tried to turn it around on me to say that I'd got it wrong when I hadn't. Well, you saw the start of it. He didn't address it, he just said I was slipping on ice. When he was wrong. Even the guy that did the video admits he's wrong now, but he doesn't. And then that was his level of debunk. Now, I've got one more video to play. It's also part of his video. So, let me know.
Before we begin today,
Can you see that I've just changed screens? Did you get that?
I'm still seeing Simon Dan.
Yeah, does it say Simon advert down here?
Oh yeah, sure does. Yep.
Right, okay. So this is 1 minute and 23 seconds, guys, right? This is longer content than he did of the debunk in the video, right? So he did 1 minute and 2 seconds of debunking, which wasn't a debunk, of Level Earth Observer's video. And this is part of his video. This is part of his content. Have a listen.
Before we begin today, a quick nod to the sponsors of today's video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable, encrypting all internet traffic sent to and from your devices and ensuring that your IP address remains hidden to make sure nobody can see what you do online. On top of that, they block ads, trackers, malware and...
You get the point. It's a full 1 minute and 20 seconds of Surfshark advertisement, right? No word of a lie. More time spent advertising his sponsorships than actually doing any debunks of the flat Earth.
So not only does he put out a completely vapid and disingenuous analysis of your video, but he's also got a sponsorship from whatever this VPN Surfshark or whatever company is that he's ramming down his viewers' throats.
Yep.
Wow.
It's like taking a shit on someone's door but leaving your card.
Yes.
I would specifically avoid that particular company because he's endorsing it.
Oh, shout out to Isa Mahalski who's in the chat. Isa Mahalski did an awesome video for me. Have you heard the Ranty song?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Shout out, Issa.
Shout out to Isa. Oh, I'm gonna have to play that now.
That guy's screen name is
My favourite.
Arctic.
Oh, sorry.
Arctic Reflection.
My favourite one was Totally Tangible. The sun is totally tangible. These guys should get a listen to that one. That's his classic. Sorry for interrupting there, Pete.
No, I was just saying that the name itself, the screen name he chose, Arctic Reflections, is interesting in itself. But yeah, these are mockers and scoffers. It seems that we're being fucking wound up. You know what I mean? Anyone who takes Flat Earth seriously, on the other hand, are surely not just going to come in and stop at these guys. So I think there's something else going on with their seeming ineptitude.
Yeah, it's called Flood the System with anti-flat Earth propaganda. So, you know, the good stuff is overwhelmed by bullshit like Simon Dan.
Well, in the end up, guys, you've got to remember, these guys are conning the very people that are supporting them. So I think it's awesome. They can keep doing it because they're actually insulting these people's intelligence, these ball earthers that follow them and give them money by totally lying to them, man. So I find it quite gratifying that these characters are yeah, you know what I mean. So it's they get what they get what they deserve, you know. That's what I think. So kudos to Simon Dan, let off fight the flat earthers and all these guys, man. Keep conning these ballers, because that's all these ballers deserve, because they're all, most of them are just nasty pieces of work. That's all. So good for them.
People are enemies,
I think
right?
that's their karma. They get
Listen,
people like Brandon.
Well, let me play this video, and then we'll get into the chats, because I've just shouted out Isa Mahalski. So I want to play the video for those that haven't heard the song that he did for me a couple of years ago. I love listening to this. so pin your ears back and have a watch of this and have a listen.
Yeah. This one goes out to Ranty. Yeah, Ranty, Flat Earth debate. Good people, you know. The stone that the builder refused shall be the head cornerstone. Silla. Ranty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man, a resin never look the same again. Ranty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man are rising, never look the same again. Now, Renty, what would we do without you? Renty, what would they say if you took the ball away? Mathematics is the key. What else do you really need? Solipsism is the final straw. Gotta know when to call it a draw. Renty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man, rising never look the same again. Now, Renty, what would we do without you? Renty, what would they say if you took the ball away? Wake up early to see the sun rising for you and me. Renty, go and get down low so we can find out how far to go. Keep it cool, my friend. Conversation will never end, and try and stand up right when the solution is not to fight. Renty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man. Renty, what would we do without you? Consider what would they say if you took the ball away? Renty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man, rising never look the same again. Now, mathematics is the key. What else do you really need? Solipsism is the final straw. Gotta know when to call it a draw. What would we do without you? Renty, what would they say if you took it all away? From the darkness to the light. Renty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man, rising never look the same again. Renty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man. Renty, what would we do without you? Shark boats in the Isle of Man, rising never look the same again. No. Yeah. Ready to see sunrise for you and me. Gotta go and get down low so we can find out how far down.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Man, that's cool.
No. Yeah.
So that's Isa Mahalski. He's in the chat right now. He's out. He's a long time flat earther, and he's debated these guys. I mean, these long before I was even on the scene. He had a show, very popular show too, where he used to get the Globers come in and debate. Absolutely first class flat earther. Comes and goes, but also a great musician as well, as you've just heard. So thank you, Isa, for the song, mate. Much appreciated, my friend. Right.
Yeah, that was awesome, Isa.
Dark Matter Sessions or something like that. I don't know whether it's the same guy.
Dark Matter Sessions.
Yeah, he just names it that, and he does like reggae dub. It's wicked. That was lovely though. That was nice, cool, and easy.
Yeah.
Shark boat brings back memories. I actually saw a shark boat today, and guess what? It was over water, and the water was reflecting the bottom aspect of it. But yeah, very good.
Yeah, Isa's ace anyway. Isa is absolutely ace. Oh, about the super chat. I've had a super chat from Steve. I'm a Glober, mate, but I enjoy your content. I have an open mind, so I have enjoyed your evidence of late. Keep on pushing those doors. Wow, thank you very much, Steve. That's unexpected from a Glober, and unexpected to get such a nice super chat as well. And what can I say? If you're an open-minded fella, hopefully we're asking the right kind of questions here.
I didn't know you presented evidence of late. I must have missed that aspect. I heard you giving a talk about early, but I missed late.
What does that mean, Pete?
Well, read his message again and you might get it.
No,
Read the last
yeah, evidence. I have been giving out loads of evidence of late, my friend.
of late, yeah. So you could say evidence of late or evidence of early. So that was my sort of little joke. It's okay.
Of
I get you.
It was a fun.
of late
It was a
spheroid.
funny, That was funny.
I've got to
That's
say,
why I laugh at my own jokes ordinarily.
can I have a little piece on Simon Dan, please? I was watching his responses with awe on both yours and the exact one that you've just shown there. And oh my God, how weak was that on yours? I was like, is he being serious? Is he going to do anything after this little video skit? And he didn't. And I
No.
was like, oh my God, what? He's just left it like that. And either way, and then he goes on to the other one with the, and then it's amazing how they go, I don't know what it is. I know it's not
Yes.
defying a globe.
Hmm.
Someone help me, please, and tell me. It's basically what he says.
And
Mental.
do you know the longest time that he took in that debunk? It was 1 minute and 2 seconds that he had of content in addressing Level Earth Observer. There was about a 15-second clip, which was the longest part of it, and that was basically him turning around and saying, well, Level Earth Observer's been very generous with his observer height, much unlike most flat earthers, or 99% of flat earthers, who don't give accurate observer heights. I was like, you gaslighting bastard. When do we never try to be as honest with our observational heights? I can't recall one time, apart from maybe Tony Riley, that flat earthers have done observations and put it out and said, hey, this is my observer height and it's been wrong.
Anything to sow doubt. You know, anything he can say to sow doubt, he'll throw out there. And if I was a baller, I'd be embarrassed at the level of dishonesty and gaslighting that he put out.
Yeah, well, Gleam just hit it on the head. He said, you know, he was expecting Simon Dan to do that introduction, start of the video. It was right at the start of the video. Thought, here we go. He's addressing me. Yep. He's obviously going to hold his hands up and go, yep, I was wrong. Not a problem. We'll move on. We're going to talk about refraction or something like that. Didn't do that. Just didn't do it. Totally dishonest. And if there's any Globers in the chat that watch that video or are Globe supporters, you've got to ask yourself, well, what sort of person would do that? Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they tell their audience that they screwed up and got it wrong? What are they hiding? What are they worried about? You know?
If there are any Globers in the chat, you too can join and be dishonest yourself to us. Where's Rumpus? Where's Ruif?
All I can say is it kind of sways towards the proof or definite evidence that he's a parody channel rather than a science channel.
Yeah, it's more of a parody. Yes, I would agree with that. It is more parody. In fact, it's turned more into a bit like Conspiracy Cats. You know, that type of formula.
And the sponsorship thing, I think once you get over a certain amount and you start getting them plaques and stuff, you start getting open to all of them sponsorship deals and probably earning them thousands.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Really? Honest to God, is he earning
What happens on every single one? Because he does wireless earbuds, he does VPN, he does. There's 3 or 4 set ones that he cycles through, and he gives everyone. And companies work this. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant co-advertising opportunity, where Simon Dan will say you get 10% off if you quote Simon Dan code.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you imagine is 250,000 people, 350,000, let's say 250,000 watch it. The law of averages is going to say 1 in 100 at least are going to click on it, and 1 in 1,000 are going to buy it, and every single bit he'll probably be getting a little cut off.
Oh, he'll be getting a rake back for sure.
Yeah.
Well, he already makes.
Later, but
I think he makes about 1,500 or thereabouts on his Patreon, and then he's obviously getting his advertisement revenue from YouTube. unlike me, who gets demonetized on every fucking video. So,
I blame it on the boogie. Ah, damn, we've just been copyrighted again.
It's the worst form of treason, isn't it? And that's, what else is there for that word? I was only saying to someone recently that if I was that way inclined, just with all this cottons and scams that are going on, I'd be a fucking multi-millionaire. But you know, when it comes to these deeper questions about the nature and shape of our home and our own identity, these people have to be viewed in very stern ways, I guess. And again, because he's making a living out of it almost. That is just, oh, for fuck's sake, it sickens me anyway.
well, you know, I mean, as a YouTuber, this is what Nathan Oakley would say at least. As a YouTuber, he congratulates him for finding a niche, finding a way in, and essentially changing his life, because that's what he will have done. He will have come into this arena and made a very, very comfortable life for himself. Because if you think about how much money that channel will be raking in, I mean, he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to work other than doing that. But the amount of effort that he's going to put into his videos, it's very basic. You know, I think Gleam will vouch for the amount of effort that he put into the video. Probably took him about, 2 hours at most, just to stitch that bit of video together.
He's probably intelligent. I mean, I'm not forgetting that aspect of it. But yeah, I mean, why not be a drug dealer then? At least the people you're selling to are adults, and they'll get some enjoyment out of it, some truth out of it. Whereas these people are lying to children, you know, and that's the most heinous of crimes. But yeah, I mean, is he aware? Do you genuinely think he's aware? I never watch his stuff. He's a little clown, but is he aware the Earth is flat? As far as I'm concerned, they all have to be.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think the indoctrination's very deep with him. At least he's supposed to be a science teacher, so I believe, GCSE level or something. And that, you know, so if he's going to be teaching that, he's going to be believing that too. So who knows? You know, who knows? But I suppose I came into this with higher expectations of people. You know, it's like, and I would imagine that all the people that go on to fight the flat earths, for instance, to have the debate with him, he gets them from Facebook. And I think what happens is they contact him on Facebook and say, I'll debate you. Yeah. And then he gets them a link. This is what he told me anyway. And then he gives them the link to join the show. And they probably expect to come in and have a general conversation back and forth, you know, like a reasonable person. But when he gets them on the show, he treats them like total cunts for about an hour, and then they disappear and they go. They rage quit because they didn't expect that kind of assault, let's put it that way. And I think I was a bit like that too when I first came into this arena. I was very, we're going to have a debate, you know, it's going to be, I've got this evidence, you've got that. It's not the case. It's not the case. They just, you know, there's none of that. There's none of, I'll give you this if you give me that. There's no give and take with these. You know, you can't offer them one thing for them to concede something else. They just don't do it.
Name the most honest. You titled the show tonight in your last week. What was it? What have you learned over the years? Name the most honest contributor from the Ball Earth side that you have encountered over the years.
Probably Ruhif.
And I'm saying we only know for the last few nights how dishonest he really is. Right? So,
well, no, I mean, if you're going to ask me who I think is probably the most honest, truthfully, him. I mean, when you look at and that's saying something when you consider.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, I've not really spoken too much with conspiracy cats, but maybe he's a little more easygoing as well, I suppose. Yeah. But you know, I mean, the rest of them, they're just so hardcore. It's
a personality sort of thing, and sometimes you got to be more. This is like the toady, you know, the slippery toad who came in after naming himself after Anthony Riley. But yeah, I call these guys the insidious ones, the Dinos, because they'll give you all the time in the world. They'll be very patient to go through their modeling. At the end of the day, right, on your behalf, by the way, Cara Dunn was another one of those slimy, insidious, they're really sneaky ones. But yeah, their mind is made up. and they'll always lead you back, well, absolutely nowhere. The whole
Well-
conversation will be pointless because, as you just pointed out there, maybe you take it that, well, everyone is out to learn here, and maybe if we make some progress, advancement, people can change their minds. But no, they're there to set a role in play, right?
Well, let's ask the rest of the panel. Let's start with, well, let's ask Gleam actually. Gleam, because you debate these Globers quite a lot. Who would you say is the most honest Glober? Silence.
If you had to.
Silence.
I
Silence
know
from
it's a
Gleam.
deadly task. You have set us all right. Actually, I did. I set the task.
Right, okay, Ali B then. Let's ask Ali B. Ali B's been around for quite a while. He should know who's the honest ones. He's not answering either. Right, Brandon, how about you, mate?
Go with Crow XE, to be honest with you. I know
Oh,
he's not that big,
I forgot about
but
him.
I think, yeah, Crow's a pretty honest and a good guy. You can definitely have a discussion with him, and he doesn't seem like he's out to ridicule you, which is a big part of their game. It's just to make you look stupid and feel like shit.
Aaron Armstrong says, Ranty's generalising again. Look at the top 10. Look at the the top 10 Globers versus the top 10 Flat Earthers. None of our group drink their own piss. Ouch. Ouch. I don't drink my own piss, thank you very much, Aaron. Does anybody here drink their own piss?
It's a negative.
I had a glass of urine yesterday. That was a comment aimed at me.
Okay, Pete, right, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Randy, can you hear me?
Hang on,
Hello.
please.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing? Hello?
How would it come out of that?
Right.
Anyway,
you're
sorry,
right.
can I just answer? Because I was talking away, but I didn't know I wasn't coming through. Is that coming through clear? Is
Yes,
that right?
yes, that's coming through, yeah.
I was going to say there's only been ever one. I've debated Fight the Flat Earth, Simon Dan, Conspiracy Cats, McToon, all of them. And there's only ever been one that I could ever say that I was wholly truthful, and that was Barney Tearspell on Sean G's show. Yeah, and I will say to an extent, Sean G was a decent Glober who heard people out, put it that way, regardless.
Okay.
Yeah, but I none of them have, or put it this way, all of them have proven to me that they're dishonest. They're willing to be dishonest.
Right.
Yeah,
I was going to say they're sort of the more honest within the greater dishonest sort of set. You know?
Yeah, apart from Barney, all I've heard
Right.
Barney say, you know, when I chuck dark matter at Barney, and when I
Yeah.
chuck dark energy, and I'm like, but this, he is literally such a G that he just goes, yeah, and so what? It's still a globe.
Yeah.
And I respect that man more than I would respect someone to say, no, but
Right.
it's science advancing. You've got to understand that we haven't discovered everything yet. No, shut up. Just accept it. You've got problems. And that's simple.
Let me just
give my choice.
hold on, Pete. Let me just address the super chat. So, Pitch Black Riddick says for £4, he says, Ranty, the show must go on, even if it's at weekends. I couldn't agree more, and that's why we do have Brandon Toy, who's going to be taking over for a while, maybe till next year.
Toy Master.
And so I'll be doing these shows right through till this Friday. So you've got another 4 nights of me after today. So, but after that, you know, Brandon will be doing the shows, and you know, I may pop in from time to time, but I'm basically going to be taking a few months off. You know, I've got to get my life in order, and I've got to prioritize myself for the time being. I've done 5 years of this basically every damn day. For the last 5 years, it's been full on, and I'm just having a break. I'm gonna have a break. I'm gonna look after myself, start loving myself again, because I haven't done that for a long time. So yeah, I'm gonna find myself, and that's what I'm gonna do. So when I come back, I'll be recharged, ready to go.
Who's going to start the pool for betting that you're going to be back within 2 weeks?
You can have as much money on that as you like. Because yeah, I'm removing YouTube from my Google Chrome. And
moving off the Tupac's Island, Randy. Are you actually? Funny enough, there seems to be lots of celebrities that are exiting stage left at the minute. Has anyone else heard about that? Simon Cowell seems to be one of the latest where he claims to have broken his back, and it seems obvious a lot of fakery involved. But in general, have you heard? I haven't been paying attention to the news.
Yeah.
Anyone heard about a sort of an exodus of more rich and famous people exit stage left?
I haven't, no, to be honest.
Okay.
Anthony Sisonte is giving a super chat, and he's talking about right at the hand here. So he says, respect to Chris Zielinski, who absolutely mutilated McToon. I love that. Absolutely mutilated McToon recently on Modern Day Debates, a classic slaughter. Now then,
I will say I second that 100%. I watched it all with intent, and I loved every last minute of it. Right the hand is a G, definitely.
Thank you. Awesome. Glad some people enjoyed it, because it's hard debating him. It's very frustrating. So at least when the audience sees it, you're like, there's a purpose. You can see how just retarded and illogical their arguments are.
Whoever done the super chat, your red face was absolutely spot on. It was so funny.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Helen Degenerate says, how many people could afford £1 a month for Ranty? Surely we could get 1,000 people. Well, you never know. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. I don't know. Rob Keane says,
we'll get you a new hernia, Ranty. Your old one is fucked.
Yeah, I know. I need a new one. Oh, I was watching some hernia videos, man. They're horrible. I mean, like what I have, you know. And then I just typed in large hernia, right? I was looking yesterday and I was looking at the scars that you get for these operations and stuff, and I was like, ew, those look horrible, man. Right down your front and all that. But then I watched this guy, and he said, breathe. So he breathed, and his fucking hernia came out about a foot. I was like, I was like, no way, that can't be real.
Have you looked into alternative sort of the body healing itself? And this is where urine therapy might come into. I guarantee you, if you type into Google urine therapy hernia, you'll get some results. I mean, you know, this is everyone scoffs. Aaron Armstrong, the fucking nurse, who's going around promoting chemotherapy and poisoning fucking children, right? He'll laugh at the thoughts of someone consuming their own body fluids.
I can definitely tell. I can tell you now for sure that I'm definitely not going to drink my piss to get rid of the hernia. Okay, right. Rob Keane says he gives a $5 super chat and says $5 says that Ranty will still be around. Yeah, I'll still be keeping an eye on things here and there, but I'm not going to have much input until the new year. Like I said, I've got to look after myself. I've got my hernia to sort out. I'm dealing with some personal problems in my real life that I'm sorting through. I've got financial worries, obviously, which is why I'm getting this job. So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of things that I need to sort out for myself first before I can come back and do this. For the amount of time that I put into this, to be honest, because I'm on this like 12 hours every day. You might not see that every day, but I am around all day. Believe you me, if it's doing one thing, it's doing another. Rakia Life says, "Thank you for being you. Thank you very much for the big super chat, $24.99. Thank you very much. That really will help." Cheers.
Okay, let me say, if we're back to chat, right? Let me say, this is where the mind defeats us, right? I seen you in a video knocking down a sequence of 4 or 5 drinks, right? Just all different taste, variety, just for a bet, for fun, whatever. That's fair enough. You're after looking into hernias, what's happening, what sort of operation you go through. If you looked into urine therapy and it said to you, go through a certain sort of process, eat healthily, collect the urine and drink 1 glass of it a day for 3 months and watch very carefully, or for a month, and watch very carefully what you eat. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that.
No.
You'd rather
I don't drink.
Fair enough. And no. Listen, I absolutely understand that, and I've always said this. This is why. This is the first thing we're told to be disgusted by as children is our own urine. This is why there's strength in our systems.
Yeah. Okay. So there isn't an amount of money that anybody could offer me, or a healing thing that people could offer me to make me drink my own piss, Pete. I'm sorry.
You're a madman. You are crazy.
Wait, Pete.
You are crazy. If Ruhif came on here and said, "Ranty, I got loads of money. I'll give you 10 grand."
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Drink a glass of urine every
I wouldn't
morning.
do it. I wouldn't do it, Pete. I'm sorry.
That's mad.
He could offer me 100 grand and I wouldn't do it.
That is absolutely mad. Have you never seen I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Yeah, and I laugh at them because I know that I would never eat a cow's testicle or a kangaroo's arse. I just wouldn't do it, or a fish eyeball. I mean, what is wrong with those people? I mean, how desperate are they?
Well, if you had to, if there was some sort of carrot got dangled before you, then
no.
But in relation to a cow's testicle,
No.
right? A glass of your own urine.
No, right. Okay, right. The hand you was going to say something, then, mate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Hey,
if you're supposed, real quick. If you're supposed to drink it, why doesn't the straw reach your mouth?
It does, man. It does. Think about it. Think about it. Right to hand.
Some people don't have as big a straw.
Think about it.
Remove that rib.
Some people's straws are bigger than others, mate.
All the way down, right to hand. Think about it.
Can I come in and change the subject completely?
Of course you can.
And go back to Right Hand's debate, where McToon presented some evidence in I'm holding my fingers up at my ears. And forgive me, I am about three shots into a Jack Daniels, so I will get slurrier and slurrier. But if you remember,
more slurry.
yeah, that's it. It's my birthday today. Come on, happy birthday to the Gleamster. Either way, right
Happy birthday.
Yeah, Right the Hand was presented evidence from McToon. Could I present my screen? Could you share that on?
Oh, you mean the sunset?
Yeah, as soon as you do it.
Yeah. What McToon was presenting to you was measuring x axis curvature. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I'm showing it. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, if you go on McToon.net, whatever it is, this is what he was promoting and always does in every single one. He's got this big list of things that he thinks are evidence that definitely proves a globe. And it's so funny because you remember Tommy Gravold? He was here the other last week or maybe a week and a half ago, Ranty. Tommy, he's Middle Eastern European.
Yeah.
He come on here completely taking the mickey and said that he had evidence. And this is basically this one here.
Yes, I know Tommy Gronfold. Yes.
Gronfold, yep, that's it, exactly that. And what this one is Rory. You remember Rory Rennie? Yeah?
Rory, yeah.
Rory, yep, the Ibiza barman.
Yep, I remember.
Yep. This is his one. This is his entry. Yeah. And what they do is they squash it up and they see this curve. Woo.
It's retarded, isn't it? It's such a retarded. Honestly, I just can't believe. I cannot believe that they don't understand how the camera works, or that you see. If you can only see 15 miles in all directions, it will create a circle. The frigging Burks.
Either way, this is the funniest. Let me give a massive spoiler to the whole of McToon's 2 left to right curvature, because he's got them in this list. Look, here's the list, and they're the 2 left to right curvature ones. Yeah. So either way, this one's Rory's, this one's Tommy's. Now, if I was to say to you, I have a science paper which I presented on here about 2 years ago and many years. And it says that there's a guy who's actually worked for NASA, the Department of Defense and whatnot. And he's actually Andrew Thomas Young's best mate. And he's one of the oldest flat earth debunkers, so to say, professionally. He's the only one to mention it. But he does this paper on where is the height that you can measure the curve of Earth at. And he completely dismisses all ground view Yeah, and he actually concludes that you cannot capture it in a camera below 14,000 foot. Yeah, so literally you can't do it on the top of mountains. Yeah, which is what he tested, and he never convinced himself he could put curvature. But the standard thing, which B-Ball for Life has done this, and there's loads of them that have tried this. But if you put the camera dead center, there is a 1 center line, which is 1 line of pixels, which will be perfectly straight. Yeah, and then if you do it slightly up, you'll get this bowing. If you do it slightly down, you get this, and this is just basic barrel distortion. And he's
Can I
compressed
interject there,
them.
Gleam, for a second?
Sure.
I actually
yeah.
did this on my channel, Ranty, where I use Photoshop, and I show you in real time where I take a countertop and I tilt the camera. The level countertop is above the center focal point, below the center focal point, and then I compress the image in, showing you that you'll get a convex and a concave curve. So I don't know if you want me to present that for you to show you that you can do it in real time. You can actually do it yourself.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
if you wanna... I'll get on my laptop. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yep, cool. And I'll just...
This is their evidence that the Earth is a ball.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the funniest thing, though, because I've got both of them. What Tommy was basically saying to me was, why is that curving in the background? And I was like, number one, you're uneven anyway. Yeah, but McToon's done this counting of pixels or some bloody thing here. It's so funny. Here, look, he's counted the pixels and he's plotted them out on a graph, and it's hilarious. And I'm like, well, wait there. Isn't a sphere supposed to curve equally at all stages? What's going on there then? He couldn't answer at all.
Busted.
Yeah, completely done. But however, forget all of that. Ranty, if I was to say to you, yeah, I'm testing your photographic skills now. If you wanted to find the center line that I was just saying there, which doesn't bend due to the barrel distortion of the camera lens. If I was to say, I want to try and now find that center line, what would be the easiest and quickest method instead of counting every single bloody pixel up there and every single pixel down there?
Oh, just go to the middle. I would say.
How would you get to that middle? How would you get to that middle? That is perfect. I love that. Yes, I like that. Just explain for the audience what you would do. What you get a tool and you would do something now to
a ruler.
Yep. And what would you do?
I would just measure it across and then put a line through the middle.
Literally to the side. I mean, I'm trying to force you to say you do a line across here, corner to corner, and then another line across here.
Yeah, you could do that. I've done it that way before, crosshair, innit? Yeah.
And that gives you.
But you'd only do that if you had it dead center, though. You know, if
that's it. Well, that's the whole point of both of these exact things. Is they're saying I've got them dead center. Now, if we look at Rory's, I've done that exact same thing there, and look, the horizon line isn't even on there, let alone his straight edges. Yeah, so he's about, I think it was 7-8 pixels below the actual horizon.
Yeah, but to them that's good enough. To us, it's not.
No,
you know.
No, that paper that I just cited is a NASA optical scientist. He trumps any of these YouTube amateurs. I'm sorry, I don't get my science from YouTube.
Right, listen. Let me just a sec. Let me shout out this super chat from Pitch Black Riddick. He says, "I don't have much, but I can still give to Ranty. Please give to Ranty. Happy birthday, G." I don't know who Happy Birthday G is, but happy birthday, G. Hope you have a good birthday. And yeah, thank you for the super chat. I've had more super chats on tonight's show already than I've had in the past couple of weeks, so I'm feeling very loved tonight. So thank you guys. Right, you had something else to add to that? Eh?
The G is Gleam. G is for Gleam.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah. As I say, I got paid today as well, so check your PayPal. I popped a tenner in there for you as well.
Yeah, I did. I had a look, and thank you very much. I did shout you out as well.
Yeah, I must have been getting the pizza at then. But either way, it's exactly the same thing with Tommy's. You do corner to corner, and I mean, I am meticulous on getting that exact pixel. Shit. on getting that exact pixel. So I'm not one for getting a rough line or getting it there. I am literally one for getting it perfect. Yeah, so the lines have been perfectly lined up, and the dead center, which would be the horizon line, the dead center of the lens, is literally there, and these are all above it. And literally a NASA optical scientist says, you must never put it above or below. And it's exactly what Right the Ham was just saying there. But either way, regardless of that, he is only 72 foot and Rory was only 1800 foot. And this NASA optical scientist says photographically, the curvature is not visible, not detectable in a photograph below 14,000 feet. So I confronted Tommy on this, on that same debate video with Right the Hands, and he is running like a good one. He is literally, in reply to why I'm saying, why is NASA saying 14,000 foot and you're saying you can see it at 72 foot? Have you debunked NASA here? Are you doing a better job than this guy or what? And his reply, no shit, no word of a lie, sorry, was, is Ranty's Sholing going to help you out on this one, Gleam? That was his response. I swear. It had nothing to do with you, Ranty. I had no mention of you at all. It was just me versus him, and he's come in just saying, yeah, Ranty's going to help you. I'm like, what the? I've reduced you to mental crazy retardedness. Crazy.
Well, that's that's what they do. They just need to put my name in a video. Somebody else did that too. Who was it? Where's Wally? I think put a video out. I don't know, a few days ago now, and he put a video out with my name in it, and it had nothing to do with me. It quite literally had nothing to do with me. It had to do with optics, but it had nothing to do with me whatsoever. He just needed to put something out there, you know.
No, just make something up.
Well, funny you should mention this. Did you see? Do you watch Fight the Flat Earth debates?
Yeah, I get muted a lot, so I just get pissed off with them and just dash them away.
Right. So I've got an image up now. I'm sharing my screen, and I caught a bit of a debate. I tuned in. I think I might have said, "Oh, Fight the Flat Earth is doing a debate. I'm rounding up. I'm going to watch it," you know. And I think I asked some people to go over. Anyway, when I went over after the stream had finished, he was debating some flat earther, and he was using this David Blaine's Ascension to say, you know, this is proof of a flat Earth, right? Sorry, of a globe Earth. In this Ascension video,
look at my magician.
the guy's only at 12,000 feet, Gleam. Right? Now, the reason that I've just brought this up right now is because you turned around and said that this NASA guy or whoever turned around and says that you can't see it under 14,000 feet. Well, at this point in the video, he stopped it. It's 12,000 feet, and this is where he, you know, saying, "Oh, look at the curvature there," but it's not curvature. It's mountains. It's a mountainous area.
It's funny.
You know.
There's two scientists called Bowen and Fraser, and they wrote a paper back in '89.
And I think he's got a fisheye lens as well. Because if you look at this, if you just look at that, it doesn't look 100%. But the fact that he's filming across mountains in the first place just kind of debunks his notion that you can get any kind of definitive edge, because the mountains are going to give you a distortion. But yeah, 12,000. Anyway, so he was using this as proof to batter this guy from Facebook that had probably never been in a debate with somebody. And I'm not going to say he's skilled Fight the Flat Earth, but he knows how to put people that just don't have very good debating skills in a situation that they're not comfortable with. You know, they wouldn't expect to be faced with this.
Was it the Cambridge sounding guy?
Over a flat plane. Well, that's what I'd like to know, Gleam. What would so let's say David Blaine and Fight the Flat Earth was considering what we'd expect to see over a flat plane. How would he describe it? Never heard one of them saying how to describe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, number one, as I was going to say, that Bowen and Fraser proved that above 1 mile, you can never see a harder horizon anyway. There's too much aerosols in the air, and
Right.
it disguises it.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I get that.
It's on a flat horizon. It would be how that guy explains it is the higher you go up, the more of a contrast comes to the edge of that Earth. So you have to be really high up to get well over that contrast, but there is still 100% that contrast. It's all guesswork from there.
If you watch any high altitude balloon footages, it's very clear to see what's going on. As your view moves more and more towards the horizon, the cloud and the atmosphere thickens up, so you always get a blurry sort of circular path as well laid out, but it's always blurry, and that's a sort of well, again, if you're a ball earther, you're going to attribute everything, all the visuals, if it looks like something, say it, to curve Earth, because you've got nothing else to attribute it to. When it comes to reality, I think it's perfectly clear what's going on, isn't it?
So, if you had to glean, because you've obviously debated Fight the Flat Earth, I've debated him a couple of times as well on this show, and the cognitive dissonance with them is they don't realise how badly they've been beaten, right? And that's a serious flaw with Fight the Flat Earth. He didn't realise just how much of an ass spanking I gave him on optics for a start. Him and who's the other guy that goes with him?
Team Skeptic.
Team Skeptic, yeah. So there was them two. Oh, I actually cut it out and I put it on this channel. It was from about 2 months ago, and I royally roasted them, and I didn't even get the opportunity to present my screen as quickly as I wanted to and show the information as I needed it to go. But I still smashed them to smithereens, and I actually felt afterwards, that was a bit shit because I didn't get a chance to show this or show that and the other. But when I re-uploaded the video and I watched it live back, with as a premiere, I was like, holy shit, I murdered these guys. They didn't even know it.
I remember listening to it. That was his 40-hour thing, yeah.
No, this was the time before that. I went on a time before that too, and the 40-hour one was just as bad. Just as bad for them, and they don't realise just how much they got spanked on that. But what do you feel about his debating skills, Gleam? Because you talk about other stuff. The 2 times I've been on, it's been on optics and boats and distant mountains and stuff. I mean, how have you found him?
I've found him every time someone questions him, scratches that surface of science, he babbles and just says, well, someone's figured it out, type thing. Yeah, so he put it this way, number one, I don't doubt his qualifications, but number two, I don't think he remembers or knows as much as he lets on.
Well, to be honest, I mean, we're only human at the end of the day. We all forget stuff. Me, personally, I have a terrible memory. I have to say, my memory is so bad.
And it was Gleam's birthday and he only just told you.
Yeah, listen, somebody could tell me, so honest, that's how bad it is. I shit you not, right? Somebody could say to me, what did you have for your tea yesterday? And I won't remember. It's that bad. I'm not even joking. I can remember things that happen, if I'm actually physically involved with it. But words and what people have said and things like that, a lot of this stuff, I just forget really bad, really, really bad. So
you're on therapy, Randy.
I'll drink my piss and that'll make me remember. I'll remember.
You won't remember. You won't remember to begin with because you're a bad memory. So
right. Okay.
That's
so
the only way the piss works, right? And you get your memory back. You go, what the fuck am I been drinking?
Right. Listen, we've got Flat Earth Data who's sharing his screen right now, and I know that he went onto his laptop to show us this. So, what
you guys hear me?
Yes. Do you want to walk us through what you're doing here?
Yeah, I'll prep you up here. So, Rory, you guys were speaking to Rory. It tripped my memory here because I did something a couple of years back with Rory, or almost a year ago, where he went on and he was using that level and then compressing the image and saying, hey, this is barrel distortion, or sorry, this is earth curve, da-da-da-da. So I just made a quick video outlining what the barrel distortion does. I don't know if you guys can see this here. I don't think you want to watch this whole thing, but basically you'll see here that if you shoot at the center line, you're going to be at the center. Compress it, it's going to be flat. You shoot it above, if you shoot it below, it's going to have some curving. So that's what I did here is I don't know if it's going pretty quick. Let me see if I can slow that down.
Yeah, that's cool.
So basically what I'm showing you is I'm shooting a countertop, a level. I've actually had people say, well, the countertop isn't level. It isn't actually perfectly horizontal. I was like, oh my God. So you can see as it going through, I'm basically doing it really quick, but I'm showing you, I can put the audio on it maybe because.
And you can demonstrate this yourself. I'll
hear
do
that
a
audio?
quick demonstration. So you can see that it's, let me just pause that where it goes. So I shot that on the upper part of the frame of the lens, and you can see that it's curving up like that. It's very slight. I mean, this diagram is very exaggerated, but nonetheless, Rory is presenting you the truth of what lenses do. But he's exploiting you, and I will get to that, and I will show you. He's exploiting your ignorance, and this is how they're getting away with it. So this image here is a panoramic shot. Now,
well, anyway, I don't want to bore you with the thing. It's a little bit of a video. It's for 15 minutes long. But the point is anybody wanting to check it out? The original argument sparred from Jeranism, I think. What happened is that Jeranism did this. He shot his. I'm going to go to the end of the video.
Yeah,
here.
that's it. He done that.
Yeah. So when I picked up on it, I was like, "You fuckers," because I work with cameras professionally, so I already know it was a blatant lie. But yeah, it was picked up from Jeranism, and then Rory picked it up. And then I challenged Rory twice, one to make a scaled down model of the mountain observation. And then I just put this video out to show you that indeed, you should take a camera, and if you shoot the horizon line or anything horizontal above the center focal point or below it, and you compress it, you will accentuate the barrel distortion in the camera. And that's all I wanted to show you guys.
You can do it. You understand the point. Rory demonstrated with those horizontal features that they do not bend. You have missed the whole point of those pictures.
Okay, one sec, guys. Before we get into this, I need to shout out a couple of super chats. So Anthony Kikonte says, "I don't want to sound too conspiratorial, but is it possible these guys like McToon, but he's called it McGoon, and Fight the Flat Earth are agents? Seems like they actually know the Earth is flat. Maybe that's one for Pete to answer." Thank you very much for the super chat there. And Paige, love for Auntie with a heart. Thank you very much for smashing the super chat.
Of course, Rumpus here is an agent.
They have to be, because when you present clear evidence of barrel distortion, you can clearly present compression above and below the center focal point on these lenses, showing curvature.
Yeah, the
and then stop. I'm not done.
Yeah, let him finish. Let him finish.
So what I've done is I've gone and demonstrated it clearly. Is what they're doing is compressing the barrel distortion to show that you can get this effect. And what they're doing is they're conflating it, completely lying about it actually, and saying this is Earth curve. Now, not only did I do it with the camera, no worries. Not only did I do it with this, but I actually took pictures from the internet. Let me just scroll on to the video at the end. Just taking random photographs and showing you that. Let me just see. That if you take a wide angle shot like this and you stretch it out, and then you compress it, because you can stretch it out and then compress, you can actually get away with what this guy's doing, what Rory was doing. It's all just trickery. It has nothing to do with Earth curve at all. It's everything. That's not an argument.
Go on, Rumpus. Off you go, Rumpus.
Okay, well, let me articulate how stupid you are and why you're stupid. One.
That won't wash when Brandon Toy is at the helm. So
here's the thing, Rumpus. That's not an argument. It's not an argument. It's not an argument. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor.
Don't open by calling him a stupid idiot, then, Rumpus.
You've had your turn.
Refrain being a moron, okay?
Now it's my turn to show why you're an idiot. One. Rory puts in that picture, the reason for those horizontal features he includes in there is to show that if there's any barrel distortion, then the same effect would occur on those horizontal objects that he includes, metal horizontal bars. And he shows that doesn't bend, yet the horizon does. He also specifically picks a camera that's rectilinear. Do you know what a rectilinear camera is? A lens.
Sure, Rumpus. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you don't know. So rectilinear lenses do not suffer from barrel distortion. They were very much reduced. So two things he did. One was to find a lens in his collection of lenses that did not suffer from barrel distortion or was very, very small. And 2, with those horizontal features, he showed that there was no barrel distortion at the point of the horizon. So you completely ignored the reason he put those horizontal features in there. I mean, you're an idiot.
So again, I clearly demonstrate barrel distortion is an effect.
With your lens, yes, we don't care about your lens, we care about Rory's lens, you moron.
Yeah. So what was the name of the lens, Rumpus? Do you know?
No, I don't know what the name of the lens was. No.
So
But you can
a
see
rectilinear
that it
lens,
doesn't
a rectilinear
bend.
lens.
It doesn't
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Right, Rumpus, you've just said you don't know what the lens was that he used, and what Flat Earth Data is going to just talk about now is the different types of lenses. Just listen to what he's saying. Go ahead, fight the Flat Earth.
Fight the Flat Earth.
Fuck the Flat Earth.
Sorry, Flat Earth Data. Jeez.
The memory thing there.
Do you know what that was? Because I was looking at his video there.
The point is, there's no discussion on what rectilinear lens he used at all. And if he's using a rectilinear lens, then he should be able to tell you what it is. There's nothing in the video what he showed.
But the fact that he didn't doesn't change the fact that he was using one.
So what it is, it does change it, Rumpus, because all you do is spew. Yes, all you do is spew shit. You don't back it up. So in my video, I'm backing it up. In my video,
showed with the horizontal bars in the picture, there is
in my
no
video,
barrel distortion. That's the
in my
point
video,
of the horizontal bars in the picture. The horizon bends, but the horizontal things in the picture doesn't. That if there's barrel distortion, the horizontal things he include, the bars, would also bend. You utter moron.
So
Can
once
I beg to differ?
Christ, you're stupid.
Once again, you're lying, Rumpus, again, because what happens is you're compressing a larger part versus a smaller part. And if that smaller part is straighter than the larger part, when you compress it, you won't get any bending. It's the larger part that you compress smaller. It's fact, dude. Good luck.
Just going to shout out the plain truth here for a super chat $9.99 who says, if everyone watching at least once a week would do this, which is give a $9.99 super chat, make your own coffee thrice a month. Yeah, that's I suppose if everyone did that, I mean, yeah, it would absolutely help all the channels, to be fair. If everybody helped out like that. So thank you anyway, Plain Truth, Travis. Awesome. Well done. Cheers, mate.
In the picture, and it doesn't bend, whereas the horizon does.
Let
me finish my point. If what Flat Earther Data is saying was correct, that barrel distortion was the cause of the bending of the horizon, it would also bend the horizontal bar in the picture, which he aligns with the horizon. So Flat Earth Data's point is
no,
false.
you can.
That's the
you
geometric
can
horizon, the real horizon.
You can crop it. You can crop it. You can crop it, Rumpus.
Does not mean to say that Rory's lens has got distortion.
Okay. So hold on. Just by that logic as well, you don't also know that it doesn't.
We do, because the horizontal bar in the picture doesn't bend. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! How many times have I say this?
Can I shut him down, please?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can, Rumpus.
Yeah. Can I share my screen? Sorry, Flat Earth Data, if that's okay.
And by the way, Glenn, there's no claim in that paper that you can't see the curvature with a camera. You completely misrepresented that paper. He was talking about vision. You can't even read the goddamn paper properly.
Jesus, Rumpus, you're feisty tonight.
Gonna shout out Godzilla who says, "There's no way I'm helping." There's no way you're helping, Godzilla, but you certainly are. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Back to the show.
Measurements of the photographs and theoretical curvatures. It seems well established that the curvature of Earth is reasonably well understood and can be measured from photographs.
You just claimed. You said that this paper says
You just told me it's visually and nothing to do with photos. Bullshit.
No, you said. Listen to what I said. You said that this paper says that cameras cannot detect the curve, and it doesn't say.
No, I did not say that.
You did say
Rewind it. Bullshit.
You did.
I said 14.
Okay. Listen, everybody be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Right, so Rumpus is saying what he thinks you said, and you're saying what you think he said. So, just for the audience, can you re-clarify what you wish to say right now and make it very concise? Go ahead, Glenn.
Yes. I said in reply to Rory and Tommy claiming that they have caught the curvature using a camera. This guy is a NASA guy, and the oldest debunker of the flat Earth, says that you cannot capture it photographically below 14,000 foot.
No, he doesn't.
Listen,
say that.
hang on, wait there. Rory has said that he has done it at 1,800 foot, and Tommy has said 72 foot.
Tell me where in the paper it says that photographically you cannot detect it below 40,000 feet. He's talking about a person.
He didn't say. Hold on, the Rumpus.
Photographically, Randy.
It's not.
Hold on.
It says photographically right here. For God's sake, why are you saying this doesn't say photographs when it's saying can be measured from photographs?
I can't. I'm not seeing that. Hold on. I'm not seeing that. We're not seeing that. You're not presenting that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Apologies.
But let me just, for the Rumpus's sake here, before he has a cardiac arrest, he didn't say 40,000 feet. He said 14,000 feet. Here
Can
we
you
go.
all see now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back, and please don't interrupt me, Rumpus, because it says I'll come right the way to here. In view of the agreement between visual observations, measurements of the photographs, and the theoretical curvatures, it seems well established that the curvature of Earth is reasonably well understood and can be measured from photographs. The threshold elevation for detecting curvature would seem to be somewhat less than 35,000 feet, but not as low as 14,000 feet. Photographically, curvature may be measurable as low as 20,000 feet. Now tell me where I got it wrong.
Dear Rumpus. Oh dear. Do you want to apologise to Gleam? For he's not wrong. He's just read it out.
No, he's wrong. I'm talking about the author of this paper. It's wrong. He's
But
wrong.
sorry, the author. Who is the? Sorry, can you just tell us who
David
this?
Lynch. He is Andrew Thomas's young right-hand man. He actually thanks Andrew Thomas Young in this
Yes,
paper.
well, we can all thank Thomas Young. It doesn't make us clever.
Is his mate? Look.
An idiot can quote Thomas Young. You can. That
Oh,
doesn't
so
make
you got more knowledge, right? let me pull up David K.
Okay,
Lynch.
can you tell us who David K. Lynch actually is? What his qualifications are?
Well, he's wrong about this subject.
Sorry, can you just tell? Sorry, can you just tell us who he is?
Me?
Yeah, sure.
No, and then the audience can make their own mind up whether or not they think you're more qualified than him.
Sorry, you're asking me that question.
No, I'm asking the audience to decide whether or not you're correct by saying that he's incorrect, or whether he's correct by saying that you're incorrect by obviously disagreeing by what you said. And we're going to look at the qualifications that this guy has, and we're going to make the audience can make their own mind up then.
I don't know. I mean, he's not actually said in that paper that he doesn't present a photograph below 40,000 feet. I haven't read that paper for ages, so I wasn't.
Lies. There's loads here. Sea level, 35,000 foot. Sea level.
Yeah, but then he says there's barrel distortion on it.
Up
doesn't
school.
He? Yeah, but then he says we can't see it because of barrel distortion in the lens.
Well, you're now changing the topic. Right, now let me read out his qualifications. David K. Lynch is a senior scientist, and sorry, this is on NASA's website, by the way, is a senior scientist at the Aerospace Corporation, where he specializes in infrared astronomy and atmospheric optics. He received a BS in astrophysics in 1969 from Indiana University and a PhD in astronomy.
Well qualified. That doesn't stop him making mistakes.
Hang on, Rumpus, you can get to your qualifications next. Continue,
mistakes.
Right. So what is your qualification in optics in measuring the curve of the Earth? Where's your paper?
Well, we can see. I mean, Rory's is an example, photographic proof there that we can do that.
Well, no.
Rory is a barman in Ibiza, for fuck's sake, mate. Fuck off. Am I getting my science from a barman in Ibiza who goes on Countdown?
Hold on. That was. Hold on. That was the best burn. That was the best burn, I think.
Thank you for letting me burn him.
That was the best burn that you just came back with then. When you said he's a barman.
You know what's funny about Rory?
Extinguish your oath.
You know what?
I've also done the calculation, and I
do we trust? Do we trust that a NASA
I can show in the calculation that
or
you should
a
be able
barman
to
in IB
with a photograph. So
Right.
this guy,
Well-
he may be terribly clever at other things, but he's got this wrong.
Well, hold on, guys. Let me hold on. I need to shout out CMCG, who's given a £5 super chat with just nothing in it, just giving me money. Thank you very much. Right, listen.
Raking it in tonight, Randy.
I know it's been the best show. It's been the best show in such a long time. If all the shows were like this, I wouldn't have to work, would I? What can I say?
Hold your Discord a bit more. You never know.
Right, so we've had Rumpus, who says that, and the reason why we're talking about this, bearing in mind, is to talk about optics and what you can see and can't supposedly see from different elevations. So, obviously, we would even disagree that you can't see curvature under, 40, 50,000 feet. And even then, it would just be an optical curvature. It wouldn't be real curvature. You know, there's a lot of things.
Photograph. That's what Rory's photograph shows, real curvature.
So there would be a lot of
no, it doesn't.
Other.
Can we get back to that?
Horizontal bar in there.
Can we get back to that? I'll show you.
Okay. I'll tell you what. So let me just finish up. So basically, we're not conceding the point of what we're saying. What we're saying here is we're saying that we can disagree with you using your own scientists to disagree with you, but then when we get to 14,000 feet and we start talking about observations at that sort of height, we can then, as flat earthers, disagree with your NASA scientists who say this, right? So we're not agreeing with him, but we're showing and we're highlighting the discrepancies in your own model, that you can't even get these things right about when and when you can see curvature. Yes, there is. Right, Gleam, do you want to present?
Right or you're right.
The guy's made an error.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Right, Gleam, he's made it. Did he do a paper? Is this a paper, Gleam? Is this a paper?
Yes, it is.
It's a paper. So when you do a paper, do you have to take a lot of time doing it? Do you have to really consider it? Do you have to... Hold on. When you say you made an error would be... Let me finish, Rumpus. An error would be saying something... Let me finish, Rumpus. An error would be saying something like you're out with your friends and you make a mistake. You say something wrong, you make an error. It's not a big deal. But if you're going to write a paper and you're going to publish a paper, where's your paper that disagrees with his paper? Where's your paper? Where's your paper? Where's your paper?
That every paper is
right. Where's your paper? Where's your paper?
Well, I haven't even read the paper in question.
Nonetheless, your point, your argument.
No, I want to see your paper.
I'll go and get it in a second.
Right.
Your
Okay.
argument is that all papers are always correct, and that's not.
Until you can provide a paper that says that you have a paper that disagrees with his paper, you are not qualified, in my opinion, to talk about that.
Okay,
that's evidence from your side as well, Rumpus. You understand
Scientists
that?
do make mistakes, and he's made
Sure
one.
to do, but
Right.
you haven't even read the paper, and that is evidence from your
Can
side.
I just ask then, just to close this off, because I really want to debunk you on the. That's why you put the guides in there, because.
Right, what are you presenting now? Because we're looking at these red bands and blue bands.
Oh, sorry, I've gone onto the other bloody screen again. But yeah, let's get this over with, because we're obfuscating this. Okay.
Yeah, we're still not seeing it. You need to reshare your
No,
screen.
that is it. That is it.
Oh,
That's
right,
what I
okay.
want you to see. The red things. Yeah, the red things with the horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squashed up.
Yep.
Yep. This is basically Rory's
Yep.
squashed up. This is downloaded
Yep.
from McToons. Okay, 2 questions. Okay, number 1. Why is this not curving equally?
Because he hasn't got it horizontal. He hasn't quite got the thing horizontal. I mean,
So that changes the level of curve, does it? Okay,
it doesn't.
that's cool.
It just changes.
No,
the
that's
angle.
cool.
It
Now,
doesn't
next
change-
question.
No, it doesn't. Listen, moron. Just because he hasn't quite got the camera horizontal does not change the curve. It just changes the angle of the curve. The
You know
curve
it
is still-
slopes up here.
No, just listen. If I take a picture of a circle and I don't have the camera
Anyway.
horizontal, listen, moron. That does. You can still see there's a curve there. The fact the top right is higher than the bottom left. Doesn't
Nonsense.
change the fact.
The
Listen,
apex should
moron,
be there,
listen, I'm
and
answering
it
your
should
point.
go.
I'm answering the exact point you're making. There's still a curve there. Just because he didn't have the camera horizontal or his little horizontal bars perfectly horizontal, they're still straight. But
So
they're
it's
not
not a good enough
listen,
test.
Listen.
Hold on.
Listen. They are horizontal. So they're straight but not horizontal.
Hey, hold on. Can you show me the image? Can you put the image? No, 1 second, Rumpus. 1 second, Rumpus.
No, you can't.
I'm in the middle of making a point. I'd like.
Right, so, yeah, so is there any chance that you could send me the image?
No, Rumpus.
Gleam, can you send me that image, please, in the general chat, so that I can have a look through it
I'll
on
send you
Paint?
McToon's site that they're
Take it easy, Rumpus.
Yeah, the one that's got this image up, because I want to analyse it myself whilst we're talking on, whilst we're doing this.
Sure.
And then what we'll do, we'll let the Rumpus finish his argument. Okay, here we go.
Right, so the point is,
general
the
right
Gleam made the idiotic point that just because the right-hand side is above the left-hand side, that somehow the curve that we can see is
Not
not
get too hung
there.
up in this.
Oh, yes, it is. He just hasn't quite aligned that straight bar, or the pair of straight bars. Let me finish my goddamn point! He has not
you've made it.
Let me finish my point!
And shouted it.
You interrupt me all the time, you twat! Shut up!
I didn't.
Be quiet, twat! Be quiet. I didn't stop you making your point. So, just because it's not aligned so that it's symmetrical about the vertical axis, we can still see that it's curved, yet the straight bars are not. I've finished now.
Okay. Now question 2. Anyway, that was a big, long, drawn-out answer. Thank you for
So
the
you were
answer,
wrong,
though.
completely wrong. So do you
No,
accept you were
bullshit.
wrong?
No, bullshit.
Oh my God, you're a moron.
Bullshit.
We can
No,
see it, so you're
that's
denying there's a curve
bullshit.
there, are you?
Absolute bullshit. There is no way. Listen. Listen. No, there is a curve there, but it's what causes that, you idiot. Why are you shouting like a big baby? Now listen. Question 2.
Hey, Rumpus, just give it up. Let Gleam go.
Question
Let
2.
Gleam go, Rumpus.
Question
Let Gleam
2.
have his chance, please.
Why does it bend up here? Bend up there, bend up here, and bend up there, and bend down here, and wobble here, wobble there.
No,
Why
it's
does
not
that
the wobble,
happen?
It's not quite aligned. It's the bottom one particularly. It's not quite aligned with the top one.
Bullshit.
It's
Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
No, I'll accept that answer. I'll
No,
accept both of those answers.
no. Listen, everybody. Yes.
Ranty.
What?
Ranty, can I?
I've got the killer.
Hold
Please
on.
let me get the killer
The
in.
point is the curvature of the horizon is much,
Right.
much.
Right. Shut up, Rumpert, Ruhif.
Slightly non-straight things it's got. They're mostly straight, but they're not absolutely.
Oh, you're giving me a headache. You're giving me a headache.
Let me finish my goddamn point.
Just move away from the mic, brother.
So you're an utter moron, Gleam. If you
Right.
can't see
Finish
the-
your point.
Conversation.
Finish your
You're
point.
shouting at them.
Okay, finish your point. Finish your point. Finish your
my
point.
point now. Okay. So, okay. No, I accept both. I accept both of those answers. Okay. I
Okay,
accept
go ahead,
both of
Gleam.
Those answers.
And then I will
Now-
disagree with that. I'll prove it in a minute. Okay.
Now, what I want you to tell me, Rumpus, is why am I trusting a barman in Ibiza with no formal No, hang on, wait there. Hold on. Scream, act panic.
It's
and
alright. You
start
just
screaming.
carry on. The audience is
Listen.
just hearing you, Gleam, at the minute.
Okay, so you have a barman in Ibiza with no formal qualifications. Stop talking over me, please. No one can hear you.
Though.
But he has a camera. Anyway, so you've got no formal qualifications in optics, so you don't want me to talk this, do you? You don't want me to talk this out.
Just talk it. Just pretend you're talking to the
Either way,
audience.
I'm trying to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my headies off. So you've got a barman in Ibiza with no formal optical qualifications who has
Rumpus,
not
leave him finish
aligned
his
it up
closing
correctly to the horizon, not tilted it correctly, he's all offline, and then we've got to believe him over a NASA guy who has multiple qualifications, who have literally done multiple tests at ground level, 2 tests at 10,000 foot mountains, and tests from an airplane, and more extensive, and then worked out the geometry, worked out the contrast, even right down to the last bit. We should trust a barman over NASA.
Who are we picking? Who are we trusting?
I'm
Rumpus?
done.
Hear me.
Right,
You're
okay.
saying we should trust a barman over NASA. You are drunk, mate. More drunk than me, and I'm on my 5th shot, mate. I'm on my 5th shot, mate, and you are drunk, brother.
He's been drinking from Rory's bar.
Look, what calculations has Rory done? He's done none, mate.
Right,
He's
listen.
done nothing.
Listen, everybody, I want you to watch my screen. I took that image. Let me share my screen. Here we go.
You are done, Rumpus. You can shout all you like. You are done, mate. How can I be the moron when I've just proved you wrong 3 times?
Right, listen.
Rumpus
Fucking
has
idiot.
signs down the Swanee.
Right, okay, so I'm going to ask the Rumpus now to look at my screen.
Demolished you completely, Glenn.
Right.
Demolished you completely.
Can you look
In
at
your little fairy tale?
Right, listen, guys.
Bed world.
Everybody, listen. Everybody needs to be quiet and watch my screen. So I took the image that that was given to me basically from McToon's site. So I'd saved the image and I opened it up in Paint. And do you see this here? I've just got this box and I've just leveled it to the top of the screen. So if I go right up there, you'll see that it's dead in level with the top, right? And when I come down here, you'll see that it's just there on the spirit level, right? So all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to zoom back out. Can you see I've not moved anything? So I'm just going to go to there, and all I'm going to do now is just press left on the button, and it's going to start moving it across, right? So it's just going to move it across. It's not going to change anything. And what we're going to see if by the time it gets to the other side, if it's any different on the spirit level. So we're going to get to the other side like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom into the top and see that it's dead level with the top. And then we're going to zoom into the bottom here, and we're going to see that it's exactly in the same place on the spirit level. There is no change on it. It wasn't off center. Nothing's been off centered. He leveled it correctly. The spirit levels are correct because they're level. This is correct, proving that the center of the camera is level. Everything's level. And Gleam, when he presented all that wonky horizon, would not have seen that in these conditions. He would have seen a nice linear curve like so, with the highest part in the center. We didn't see that, and the only reason that is because it wasn't curvature. It wasn't curvature that we were seeing.
Let me explain.
Right?
You've got the camera aligned with the horizontal bars, but they are not aligned with the horizon. We can see from the compressed image we looked at.
That's how you get away with the trick. Rumpus, that's how you get away with that trick. The horizontal bar is at the center.
Okay, hold on.
And the horizon is below the center.
Right, everybody be quiet. Hold on. Yes, we heard, and I'm going to address it now. I'm going to address it. I'm going to address it.
Finished my point. And we can see in the compressed image there was a curve that curved in relation to the horizontal bars. So you don't have a point. He's aligned the camera with the horizontal of the but not with the horizon. Because there are 3 things you've got to get together here.
So Rumpus, Rumpus, let me ask you a question.
Oh, he's struggling, isn't he? He's struggling.
Ranty, can I ask Rumpus a question?
To align, and he's only
Rumpus,
yeah.
Rumpus, let me ask you a question. If the horizontal bar is center frame and the horizon is below the center frame, and I compress the image, what would happen?
I'm sorry, I was muted there, so I didn't hear what you were saying.
So the horizontal bar is in center frame of the camera lens, but the horizon is below center frame of the camera lens, and I compress the image. What will happen?
Well, it depends whether your camera's got a rectilinear lens on it. But
That wasn't the question. So let me clarify.
That's the answer.
Let me clarify. We have a 25mm lens.
Yes.
We set up the horizon bar at center frame, but the horizon is just below the center frame, and I compress the image. What would happen?
If the lens is rectilinear, then the horizon will not bend. If it's
we're not talking about that, Rumpus. We're talking about the question I just asked you. Again, let me ask you again. If I take a 25mm lens that's just a normal lens,
depends how good the lens is, whether it's got power source or not.
So listen, it's a real simple question. If the horizontal level is center frame with the camera lens, but the horizon is slightly below the center, below center frame, and we compress the image, what would happen?
If the lens is rectilinear, then it will.
We're not asking that. We're not asking that.
I'm telling you that you're not allowing for what the lens is doing. If the
You
lens
keep going
is
to
a crappy lens with
rectilinear.
barrel
We're not talking about a rectilinear lens.
Let me finish my point.
We're talking about.
Let me answer. Let me answer. It depends on what the lens is like, you moron. If the lens is a
Granted.
good lens,
Awesome.
if the
Wonderful.
lens is a good
Now
lens,
we're not talking
if it's
about
a
that right now.
rectilinear
We're
lens,
talking
if
about.
it's a rectilinear lens,
We're
if
talking
it's a
about
rectilinear
Rumpus.
lens, if it's a rectilinear lens, then you will get no effect.
Answer my question. Answer my question.
You're not letting me answer because it's dependent on the lens, you moron. With a rectilinear lens, it won't have any effect with the fact that it's below the center. But that's
Rumpus, are you familiar with Dwayne Kellum?
all irrelevant because
You're not answering the question. Let's try it again.
Stupid question, you
Let's
moron.
ask it again.
God, you're too stupid
Let's ask it again.
Okay, let him ask again. Let him ask it again. Let him ask
The
again.
horizontal level is at center frame of the lens, but the horizon is slightly below. And I compress the image. What would happen, Rumpus?
If the lens is a rectilinear lens.
It's not what I'm asking, dude. You keep going to that.
Should be asking you more.
No.
What's going on?
Again, if I shoot the horizontal at the
if the image is taken with a rectilinear lens, then the effect you're talking about will not happen. There will be no barrel distortion.
What effect am I talking
You're
about?
wrong, you clown. You're wrong. Check out Dwayne Kellum.
You don't know anything about lenses.
Listen, you moron. I'm tired of listening to you talk gibberish. Check out Dwayne Kellum. He does his thing on rectilinear lenses, you clown. And he shows that with distance, Rumpus, even a rectilinear lens shows distortion.
There is no barrel distortion on a rectilinear lens.
Yes, there is, you clown. Do research and you'll see.
Yes, there is.
Moron.
Yes, there is.
There's a thing on it, and no lens. Every single lens has distortion. You stupid clown. You utter clown.
Right, okay. Right, now you need to listen. Rumpus.
Okay, what
Right.
causes lens distortion?
Collective IQ of this panel is barely reaching double figures.
Right, so
Check out Dwayne Kellum, you utter moron, and he
listen.
explains it
Everyone,
very well.
everyone, be quiet for a minute. Everyone, be quiet for a minute. Right, okay. Listen. Just so that everyone knows, the Rumpus's volume is turned down, but it's still normal compared to everybody else. So if you're hearing him super loud, don't worry about it. The audience is just hearing him the same as everyone. So you don't need to worry about it. They might be busting your eardrums, but he's only on 47%. So that shows how that shows how loud he's shouting.
Your fucking toys out the pram, you big baby.
I have it on 2. Ranty and my ear comes up. I have it on 2.
Nonsense, mate. I've shown you wrong.
You ever encounter me, I utterly demolish you. You make
Rubbish. You're making up a dreamland, mate.
What you see on screen is
Rewind the stream. Rewind the stream.
and you were denying it. You're an utter moron.
Rewind the
I
stream.
don't know how stupid you can be. A 9-year-old could see that there was a curvature there in the compressed image that wasn't in the horizontal bars. And the fact that one
It was unequal, you idiot.
utterly irrelevant.
It was unequal.
If you cannot see that your
Spheres don't have strokes.
So a 9-year-old can
Stroker
stop
theory.
talking. Listen, Rumpus does not stop talking.
You are
Keep going.
panicking. You are
Hey, man,
hyperventilating, but with words.
Check out Dwayne
He
Kellum
needs to be
for
muted.
the proof, man,
Rumpus
child.
needs to be muted when it's not his turn because he can't control himself. The stream is just him talking. It's crazy. He needs to be muted,
You're
then
absolutely
unmuted to be allowed to
boring.
speak, then muted again. Rumpus cannot be given
No,
free rein.
I did not deny it,
Cannot
mate.
control
You are
it. Look, he
just
has not stopped
wandering off
talking.
on your own little fantasy world.
Stop talking.
No, I asked you
Just
2
mute him,
questions.
serve him, mute him,
And
then
I
let him
said
speak,
I
and serve him, mute
accepted
him.
your answers, did I not?
It's amazing. We could see
You're making a big
He's
old
making this
pantomime
painful
out of
to
nothing,
listen to.
mate.
He's making this very-
Did I say I accept your answers or not? Did I say I accept your answers or not? Yeah, but why all
He
this
is, like,
pantomime
he
then?
doesn't stop talking. It's literally background noise. Like you have to put him down. He's
He's
just
a man
background
child. He
noise.
can't
Like,
do
he'll
it.
ju-
He's
he
never
just
He
been
can't do
slapped
it.
when he
He's
was
just
small.
making
until
yeah.
you just can't hear. Like I've turned his volume all the way down, just like because he won't stop talking. He
Wow.
never stops. He
I
never
Okay.
stops talking.
Your
Can't have a
answers.
conversation. Yeah, that's what needs to happen.
Ridiculous.
I just do not
He's
accept
ridiculous. He's
a
worthless.
barman
He's here to
in
ruin. He's here to
Ibiza
ruin
over a
everything.
NASA scientist.
Right.
Sorry.
Good one, bro.
The
That's
NASA
true.
scientist is in
I
error,
hard
even
facts,
though
man.
Rumpus hasn't read the
Listen
paper.
what he
So if you
comes in here.
So if you took this image, so I've taken this image, and what I've done is I've adjusted it by a tenth of 1 degree. So 1/10 of 1 degree, and I've lifted this side up on the left hand side by 1/10 of 1 degree, which has straightened it out, funnily enough. So what we've done here is we've got the lining. Let's just come down to there. I think that's right. So needs to go down to there. So there we go. So now it lines up perfectly on both sides, right? So there's the same amount from where we go. Can you see how it's just touching the horizon there? Can you see that? How it's literally on that horizon line. Now I haven't compressed this yet. I haven't squished it like they would want you to squish. I'm just going to go down to this side, and there we go. So that's now on the horizon. Right, now let's go up to the top, and it should be, yeah, it's perfectly on the top. So now that it's leveled out completely. So what they're going to do, they want to try and squish this. Is that right? How am I going to squish it? Does anybody know? Or does somebody want to try and squish it?
Depends on what program you have, but you can change the constraints. Maybe, I don't know. What are you using?
Well, this is just in paint.net, so all I've done is
So you may be able to take the image and press the shift button, like select the image, press the shift button, and then drag it in. It may work in that program, but I'm not familiar with PaintX.
Effects, split adjustments.
Here's adjustments and scale or something.
It's not that. Well, what I can do is I can send this image. I'll save this image and I'll send it in if somebody wants to mess around with it.
Go on,
Because
I've got Photoshop open.
yeah, all right. I'll save this now and waz it over to you. Straightened. Do it A.
I want to ask Rumpus when he gets back, well, after we've closed this, about the topic of the show. What have we learned in recent years? I mean, each and every one of us would have an answer to that one.
I have an answer for that, Pete. I'll tell you this. If you're going to take on any institution or any kind of argument, don't present yourself as a flat earther first. That's one thing I've learned.
Yeah.
What's behind that, flat earth?
Well, I'm pursuing common law things here, and part of the truth movements that are happening, like the awakening, if you will, like people are protesting the masks and things like that. There is still a cognitive, like there is still a resistance to full truth, if you will, or full what do you call it? Full disclosure. People can only go so far, right? They can only in this truth movement. If I go down to marches and I start talking, we're at that surface level of governments corrupt, banking systems corrupt, politicians are lying. Common. A lot of people can associate and relate to that. But then as soon as you're talking about the cosmology, or you start to talk about any kind of religious aspect, that's when you lose a lot of people. So it's like they're woke to the system, but they're all godless. So it's a really, I shouldn't say they're all godless. That's a general blanket statement. What I mean is they have been programmed to be so atheistic in their approach that they can only tackle so much at one given time. Is where I think flat earthers, I can speak for myself, I was the full spectrum. It was law, it was law, it was entertainment, it was anything to do with medicine. If you were to debate anybody, and it's just any subject on that surface, if the normies debate, like the flat earth is just a no-go, right? It's still a no-go, and people can't go there. So I've just learned I changed my name to I Dig the Flat Plane because it's less intrusive. It's not as visceral.
In your face.
In your flat earth data, right? It's not as visceral. But the point is that it's a roadblock. I found that it's a roadblock into connecting with other people because it's too big of a lie for people. It's just too big for them. Their brain literally can't go there and think, holy cow, this is actually made by God, because they're still wrapped up in the evolution. They're still wrapped up in the fact that God doesn't exist and God's not real. So anyway.
You know your initials are FED, Fed.
Yeah, they are, I know.
Well, it is a process, right? But maybe we can get onto that greater question after you finish up with this aspect. I think you're still working on it.
So when you approach any kind of conversation,
and you want to have any kind of legitimacy, this is what I found Flat Earth's purpose. Its purpose is to discredit any kind of movement that would have any validity to it. And it would be masked, the mask is Flat Earth, right? So if I go in and I present an argument and I don't talk about Flat Earth or whatever, they don't know that I believe that, then I have a little bit more credibility, let's say. Yeah. So I think Flat Earth is definitely designed to reduce the credibility in an argument for people. And that's by design. That's particularly by design for the 2021 reset. We're looking at like banking reset, financial institution reset. I don't know what the law is going to be like, how the law is going to change, but they really want to do this reset by 2021. Whether it's January 1st, June 2021, they want to do it. So I'm trying to, coming out of all the knowledge I've got, which is great, really good, the argument, the hidden argument, the discussion with Flat Earth, the Globies and Flat Earth in the 1800s, that definitely should be revived. I think that's what we're doing. We're reviving that argument. But the problem is a lot of people don't even know that argument existed, right? They've been so brainwashed by, Brian Cox or Michio Kaku, whatever, that it's just, no, we've always known the Earth's a ball. That's it. And I think that the exposure to the argument is very crucial. It's not whether or not you believe the Earth's flat. It's what, hey, did you know that they actually used to talk about this? And there was a debate, It's more plausible to go at that angle than it is to say, hey, I'm a flat earther and here's my evidence, right? It's more of just getting them into the conversation. Did you know scientists back in the 1800s, 1900s were, coming out with It's pretty interesting, It's non-intrusive. And it seems that flat earth is definitely intrusive into the mind of the person.
The upside of that flat earth data, yeah, maybe there's this guilt by association thing, and flat earth rubs off on other movements, etc. I've heard that argument the entire time I've heard about flat earth, but we are moving the Overton window at the same time. And if we never put this work in there to get this out into the public consciousness and try to make headway, because we didn't want to damage any other movements, they're going to find another way to trash those movements or those ideas. If we never did that, then the idea would just remain taboo. So we are still making some progress,
Hey, I just want to shout out 170 people watching tonight. It's bloody awesome.
The progress.
Hold on, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 170 people watching. If every one of you gave a thumbs up, 170 likes, man, that would just be awesome. So you know what to do. Just smash the like. Cheers.
Let's do it all now.
All do it now. I want to see those thumbs go up. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom.
Every one of you give a thumbs up. Ranji will drink a glass of urine.
Pete will do it live for you right now. He'll have a good glug of it.
Okay, well, no problem to me. I do it regularly. But right. Well spoken, well said by Flat Earth Data.
Well, they were still
greater question.
Yeah, and they were still talking though. Just let them finish up, though, Pete, because they were deep. I interrupted them then.
So, Brandon. So you're saying progress, right? So I've been at this for 5 years. Okay, the progress that I've determined is for my own self-awareness. I've maybe my high school friend, after the years of listening to me, he goes, maybe you're right, but it took like 5 years. My partner goes, well, maybe you are right 5 years later. So there is that progress where people go, maybe you are right. But that's only circumstantial based on what's going down with the lockdowns, based on what's going with the psyops that are happening, that are being exposed, right? Like in Canada, we've got a prime minister who does blackface, who's convicted of three ethics violations. His finance minister resigned because of some fraudulent thing he did with spending tons of money. So there are these things that are happening in society right now that flat earth is great, but I think we're being corralled because it is such an intense concept that if you're coming from an atheist aspect and then you discover this argument and then you realize God's real, that's a heavy impact on a lot of these people. Now, I don't think, for the most part, maybe people want to mask it and say, hey, I feel great, this is awesome. But deep down inside, you can't feel awesome at the end of the day because it's of what you've just found out. You found out that everything that you believed is all a lie. That is psychologically damaging, right? So what is the point of doing this to certain people? Because certain people will pick this up. Certain people will become psychologically damaged from it. It's just like any other. It's
just can't handle it. You're onto something, bro. It's too big. It's too much. Like to let go of it. You're absolutely right.
Well, it's not just that. Just look at anything that we're provided by the military or any kind of psyop the military does, or our government. It's all. When I say government, it's military that does these operations. The government just gives the orders. The point is, or the bureaucrats or the uppers, these people that are performing these exercises, there's a reason for it, right? We're coming to a change, like the biggest change ever that's supposed to happen. Now, who's pushing this change? Well, we hear it's China, but is it China or is it Israel? Because Israel has all the major tech companies, right? They're the ones who have Google and Amazon. All the big major tech companies are located in Israel, right? So they're putting all these procedures in place, all these psyops in place to weaken us so that our minds are all mush. And then when they come in with the change and come in with the thing, we throw our hands up and go, okay, we're going to accept it. And then some flat earthers, I can speak for myself, I have a shelf life arguing all the time. I don't want to fucking listen to this rumpus shithead. I don't want to listen to fucking Fight the Flat Earth lie constantly and act like a fucking moron. I'm not entertained by that shit. When I see Simon Dan, I just get nauseous looking at the guy going, that's just a system. I'm looking at exactly what I found out was wrong with the system. Simon Dan represents that. Right? It's all that
sycophant. Flat Earth Data, you remind me of the guy with the steak. You know, the guy with the steak in the movie where
The Matrix?
The Matrix.
Second Matrix movie, yeah.
Yeah. Where he knows he's gonna go back into the Matrix, but he just can't live in eating that gruel. He can't live in reality. That's how these people are. Even when they see the truth, they just can't do it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it is. Now I have kids, so I have a fine balance into introducing them to certain conversations. Right? What I mean by fine balance is that I don't want to I want them to know God exists and that we come from creation. Absolutely. All the stuff with cartoons and media, I just say that's entertainment. That's not real. It's entertainment. But to get to a level of trying to explain the complexity of the lie, it's not worth it to kids. You want to have some form of enjoyment, let them enjoy life and just teach them about God and creation. That's where I'm at with it. Does it matter about Flat Earth and Globe? Absolutely not. Not one fucking bit. It matters about the individual, how you treat somebody else, and whether or not you're willing to stand up for people that are vulnerable, people that are being taken advantage of, and most people aren't in that position anymore. High taxes, no jobs. Look how many people spend time online. We're going to that online thing. That's what they want. They want us in front of a computer, 1984, So we're going there. Right?
We're plugged into the Matrix.
What is Flat Earth going to be? It's going to be an internet thing. It's just going to be an internet thing. It will never surpass the internet because we won't take it to the education system. There would be no argument for it. So I don't see an outcome. I see the slow progress of awokeness, but I still see that mental block that won't let them go there. Now, why could I go there? I don't know. Maybe I grew up a little bit more suspicious of the government. For me, I actually tried these things out, though. A lot of people don't go try out these observations and experiments. A lot of people don't go, hey, I'm going to go fly a plane, and I'm going to go ask my teacher some questions and see his response. Because I really want to figure out what's going on here. A lot of people don't have that initiative to do that with everything, let alone Flat Earth.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's the problem, too. And then we dumb them down. We feed them with poison toxic food. So look, I think the reset's a great thing. In fact, I'm trying to see the positive in all this COVID thing. Meaning, okay, hygiene is always good. It's always good to be aware of your hygiene and health. Change your pattern of eating food, what you buy. And then you're more aware of other people around you now. Because, well, for me, it pisses me off when I see a kid and a mom and they're both wearing a mask. I don't say anything, but I look at the kid wearing a mask. I'm like, oh, fuck. Kid's wearing a mask. This is not good. But I'm now more aware of other people in my surroundings and what they are doing. So then I can associate myself with their being and going, holy cow, I'm witnessing the programming because they're doing what the media tells them to do. So then do I go up to them and I say, hey, did you know this was in, I've tried it. Just recently, last week, the MP Randy in Parliament here comes out with a whole bunch of doctor stuff talking about how the doctors recommended not to do social distancing, not recommended not to do anything masks for kids. This is from doctors, like at least a dozen doctors wrote this to our prime minister. They ignored it all. They ignored everything and implemented their own draconian, their own rules.
Yeah, but FAD,
Yeah.
they're always going to do that. They're always going to ignore us. People are always going to be slow to change. They're always going to be slow to adopt new ideas. And most people don't even care. They could get proof in front of them that the earth was flat. And a lot of people would just be like, oh, so what? You know, you
True,
could take
true,
them up in a fucking jet and show them, and they wouldn't care. But hold on, let me make my point. No, that's all right. My point is, do you remember 15 years ago when if you said that the government was spying on all our communications, our telephone lines, et cetera, that you were called a conspiracy theorist and they made fun of you in movies, television shows as some kind of whack job?
Wear the
And
tinfoil
now,
hat. Yep.
my grandmother will, acknowledge that, yeah, it's undeniable. So things change, mindsets change. But if we never push that envelope, then how can there ever be any change? I just have a less.
Well, I think there's a great there's a great awakening happening right now. I mean, you can see that all over. I mean, people are rising up to the measures that are being put in place for this COVID stuff. You can actually see it. Hundreds of thousands of people.
You call it an awakening. Do you know what I see it as? I see it as a reason for martial law. I see it as a reason for the United Nations Army to come in. I don't see it as an awakening. I see it as a ploy. I see it as a complete, because if you look at the laws and the implications they're putting in, they're ridiculous. I mean, look at Joe Biden, for fuck's sakes. They put this guy as a representation for their party. That's all by design. They don't want people voting for Biden. They wouldn't put him up in the podium if they did. They want everybody to vote for Donald Trump. Well, why do they want that? Is it because they're going to gear everybody up for Donald Trump and then steal the election from him and then put Biden in and everybody loses their shit and then the fucking United Nations come in? This is all a ploy for a greater scam. That's all Flat Earth is a ploy for a greater scam. COVID's a ploy for a greater scam. It's all about the greater scam, and it's just a mental abuse program.
Let me
Ultra.
Yeah. Let me get in touch with shout out Jimbo. So Jimbo, regular panelist on here. He wants to spend an hour on Giants and Titans without interference. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, tomorrow, Jimbo, I will do that. I will have a different show tomorrow on something different. So if you want to do that, that's great. Let's see if we can get to the 100 likes as well. We've got 82 currently, so let's see if we can push to 100. And finally, going back to this, to these measures that they've put in. And I know what you're saying about them wanting to try and bring in martial law and stuff, but we the people, it's us that. Well, it's the normies that seem to be waking up to this. I watched a video today from this doctor, and he was saying that it's funny how COVID has seemed to stop the flu all of a sudden. Nobody's dying of flu anymore. If you look at the death rates to flu, well, flu stopped, and then he's like, no, flu hasn't stopped. He's just being ironic, there's no fucking pandemic. This is what he's saying, and that video was taken down on YouTube. I shared it on my Facebook, my normal Facebook actually, not even my Flat Earth stuff, my normal Facebook group page, and within an hour the video had been taken down, and I wanted to reshare that on a different platform. I wanted to do it on DLive.
I had the same issue. I posted a video in Parliament of Randy reading out the reports from all the doctors. I labeled it as COVID-19 is a hoax proven in Parliament, and I had to fight YouTube to post it, but they let me post it because when I appealed, I said, listen, this is not a conspiracy. This is a member of Parliament discussing doctors' reports. How dare you censor this? The next day it was released. They let me put it up on my page.
Right.
So it is coming, but you have to tell them that when you appeal it, that there's actual doctor evidence for it. They can't deny it because there's no science behind anything they're doing. And when they're not using science to do it, there's what is the motive? The motive is to weaken us mentally, divide us mentally and emotionally, weaken our families, put us in a state of frenzy and fear. And then they're gonna do a switch bait. There's got to be a switch bait here. There's something else coming up. Because if they're talking about population control, they're talking about changing our pattern of thinking, changing our pattern of being, which they base everything on by 2050, all the species of Earth are going to die. Climate change is killing everybody. There's ecosystems dying. None of this stuff is true. So if you try to be a flat earther and you try to go into those movements, and then you want to discuss further, I went into a movement and with older people that were talking about Agenda 2021. And I was very impressed that these old women were like against Agenda 20. I was like, how did you guys figure this out? But when I approached them about flat Earth, literally, the one lady says, "Listen, please don't bring that here," because then she feels that it discredits her movement, right?
Please don't.
And I was like, well,
it's
that's
a
what she said.
derogatory term. The presidents used it. I think 3 presidents have used that term.
What? Flat Earth?
The flat Earth. Oh, you like the flat Earth? I heard Obama. I heard 2 other ones said it. They say it as derogatory, like, oh, the flat Earth society.
Well, it's like Gleam would mention. Gleam would use Rumpus would come in. And he would say, "Hey, look, we're this guy." I read that paper, by the way, talking about the elevation. But then you've got somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson at 100, at 2 millimeters above the Earth beach ball. There is no curvature; it's flat. So it completely destroys that guy's NASA astronaut, whatever he was. What was his name? Gleam, you brought him up. That NASA.
David
talking about
Lynch.
barrel distortion. David Lynch, yeah. So you look at David Lynch, and I've read that report too, the barrel distortions and all that stuff. I already knew that anyway from working in film. But then you see Neil deGrasse Tyson come along and destroy that paper by saying that if you were 2 millimeters, which is like 250 miles above Earth, or whatever, I was talking about the ISS, right, being 2 millimeters above the Earth, that it's still flat, right? So, or was the Baumgartner
film flatter data? You worked in film.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Pete's gonna quiz cross you now. That's
I
it.
didn't
You've
work
said
in
you worked in
porn,
film now.
I didn't work in porn.
You're an
buddy.
actor now. You're an actor now, mate. That's it.
No, I worked in film. Let me ask you: was the 9/11 imagery presented to us as live? Was it fake footage, pre-prepared?
So here's the thing: for the what I've researched so far is when I get into debate of other channels and other avenues, not just Flat Earth, I ask about that particular question, what they believe, because I want to know who I'm talking about. If it's an agent or because for me, anybody defending the mainstream narrative is a little suspicious to me at this point, considering actually right now in the courthouse they have enough evidence to prove otherwise. This is what I hear. I can't prove it, but this is what I hear. Right? This is what's going on in court right now.
Just want to say, guys, listen, over on DLive, I want to get my DLive up there so that I can post these videos, these great videos that are being censored on the YouTube. Now, obviously, I can't post them on this channel because if I do that, they're going to get struck and I'm going to lose the channel. So I don't want to do that, but I do want to have an outlet somewhere that I can put these videos up that I feel that you should be watching. So my DLive channel currently has 86 subscribers. I need to get to 200, guys. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you would do me a kind favour and go and subscribe to me there, if you have a DLive account, that would be great. And then just come back, listen to the rest of this. Just come back and listen to the rest of it. 165 people watching right now, so if you all went over and subscribed to me, I could have my 200 subscribers over there. So there we go. There's the link. Please go ahead and subscribe and come back for the rest of this brilliant conversation. We're having a great conversation tonight.
You were into filmmaking. You mentioned that you were into filmmaking. Well, this was a film. This is the greatest blockbuster of our time, and that's exactly where we've been led to figure out that it was media fakery. So if you say Israel did it, you're stuck in the middle somewhere.
No, I think it's a bigger. It's not just Israel. It's a combination too, because right now is showing you the signs of it. It's what. How long is it? 20 years ago that it happened. If you look at 20 years, 19 years. So right now, look at what's going on politically. They want to divide and break up the United States. So if you keep doing all these military psyops or military things, you get to bring in your laws and your rules, and you get to change the people, right? So if you keep doing it over and over again, you will break it up. You will end up putting a mole in some position where now that mole hires their people. That's where we're at. Where you got Democratic parties shutting down the system. I mean, it's not just Democrats. In the UK, it's all Conservative Party that's doing it. But it's been 20 years since that point. This is a 20-year making since 9/11. Everybody's been put in place to bring about these changes because they've always had Agenda 21 on the mend. And all it really is, if you go research the Bilderberg Group, they had a supposed secret meeting. I think I said this before. They had 11 subjects that they were discussing. and it was everybody under the sun, the popes the Pope, and then the priests from like Russia, Ukraine, all of them came and met at one location. And I think you can go Google it, and it's the Bilderberg 11. I can't remember the name of it, but they talk about the post-world new truth. In other words, they literally are wanting to change our mindsets, right?
Yeah.
So flat Earth is one way to do it for sure. Maybe I don't know. I don't see how 9/11, seeing that as a terrorist act, changes your mind. Other than maybe you realize that the United States is an enemy of the people, right? Like, I don't know.
You were meant to see. Hang on, please. We were meant to see it through, like the Boston bombings or some of the later farces. We were meant to see, with hindsight, through the fakery and look into the symbolism, the greater story that's been told. And you've been very vague about it, Flat Earth Data, which is what I don't like, because, as you know, that was a pivotal moment for everyone on Earth, 9/11. The greater symbolic significance in play. And because we get to see all the Bilderbergers' plans, we're privy somewhat to the greater intricacies of the scheming of the people who own the Earth. Well, I don't think so. There's something else going on. And I guess that's what the individual has to decide at the end of the day, where we find ourselves. Is there a greater plan in play? And who's to say if the UN does take over, ultimately it will be to do away with all of the theater, which has always been in plan. And I say maybe the world is coming out of the MK Ultra, coming out of the illusion. I have great hopes. And as I've said many times, I say we're already in the new era, beginning 4/20/2020. So it's just a transition period.
Okay, well, there's a question. There is a question for you, though, Pete.
Yeah.
Mike Hunt wants to know: can anyone ask?
His name?
Mike Hunt. Can anyone ask Pete if there's ever been an Islamic?
He's a slippery fucker. He is. Go on, yeah, go on.
Has there ever been an Islamic terrorist attack in the West?
Oh man, I'm sure there has been motivated, like religious motivated, all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to major news events, 9/11, 7/7, all of these things are media fakery affairs, right? Which tie into a greater geopolitical picture, whatever it is. I say flat Earth was handed to us on a plate. All of these facilities given to us, right, to research all of these various and sundry topics, because, well, there is a creator in play. And in my higher times, I think anyway, that this is all about the awakening of mankind and the changing of the age from Pisces to Aquarius, and it's happened, right? So yeah.
Okay. Well, cheers. For that.
What I'm starting to learn though about all these psyops is it's not particularly the group, because I think they're all together. So it's not just one. Like, it's not the Sods, it's not the Lisrael, it's not. There's a group. It's a group of them that come together. That's the only way you can make this kind of stuff happen. Is you need you need to be organized, and you can't have. Look, I personally don't think you can have that sort of synchronized organization unless you're all if you're all on it, all in on it. It doesn't matter if you're Israeli. It doesn't matter if you're Palestinian or Muslim or whatever.
I agree.
There's just that one group that has to be all in on it, because if you have a greater agenda, which is to fulfill prophecy, because I believe a lot of people in power actually want to bring forth their Antichrist, and I believe that in their position of being, they think that if the more evil they do, they can actually speed up the process. Now that's just speculation on my part, because that's what it seems to me. It seems they're pushing for it. That's why you see all these weird just arbitrary, non-scientific rules and regulations, because it will bring upon evil upon people. You're telling me that you get locked down again for another 2 months, and you can't go swimming. You're going to start to lose your shit. You're going to start
swimming. Did you say?
Well, just in general, just any kind of thing that you had routine in your life before, and then they take all your routine away. Then they tell you can only do certain things, and then they tell you that you're only like, once you it's like giving anybody who is, I don't want to equate it to being like on anyway, the point is that when you change it that drastically, there will be anger to come. We're not there yet. I mean, some of it's there, but I don't think it's big enough. I mean, I don't see a lot of people on this panel angry and upset. I think they're just more on the journey for searching and discussing and having conversation, which is fine. You don't have to be angry to discover things or
I'm
get
fucking
anything done.
angry and upset all the time because we don't talk about these most pressing of issues. Instead of battling back and forth with the likes of paid liars like Rumpus and Ruhill.
But that's what Flat Earth is for, is to take the high intellectual people and corral them in a corner, because first of all, I can speak for myself. It was intense. It was an amazing, intense feeling researching this stuff. For me, I had a great time doing it. I'm not going to lie, I did. Coming out of it and then going through the experience was great. Coming out of it, realizing there's not very much I can do. First of all, I'm an armchair critic, like everybody here. What can I do now? Now I have all this information. What can I do? So I start looking at that aspect, and then I start challenging and trying it. Then I realize, because it's such a small percentage of people that discuss this stuff, that when you are part of other movements, you don't fit in. So it doesn't matter if you're still awoke and trying to do something in the movement. You're still even outside of that movement.
Yeah.
So there's really limited
You're on
places
your
you
own
can
in
actually.
this one, kid.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it feels like. You're on your own, right?
Yeah.
So you have to. What do? You rationalize. You say, okay, well, I'm going to step back a bit. I know what it is. I'm still going to do a little bit of it here, but how do I grow into this other area? To grow into this other area, you do have to step back. And then you have to go, okay, what's important here? I know all this information. What can I do with it? Well, I can't do with it because not a lot of people know this information. Let's say in 5 years' time, more people caught up. I'm ready. I got all the information, but I got to wait for other people to catch up. Right? So what am I going to do in the interim? Can't really grow the movement because everybody's focused on masks. Everybody's focused on this disease. I mean, there's another disease now that happened you guys hear this? Anyway, there's a new disease that was eating some kid's brain now that's coming out, a 6-year-old. And so now this is a new disease coming out, a new thing coming out. So it's all going to be this disease shit for the vaccine. So that's the next thing we have to fight. It's just the push for this vaccine. So it's just disease, germs. Do you guys see that?
I haven't seen that, but can you imagine if it went around and all children have to wear turbans? Just all the kids go around in turbans and face masks, for fuck's sake.
Well, that's where there's bait and switch here. They're going to bait you into this, and they're going to switch you on you somehow, right? For somebody like me, where I can't wear the masks, I'm medically exempt from it. I'm treated like a pariah in public. I'm given snarky looks. I'm told to wear a mask, and I have to say I can't. And then they tell me you're supposed to, and I say I can't. And it's like being imposed on me to change my behavior when I haven't done anything wrong. So when you're trying to change somebody's behavior and they haven't done anything wrong, how do you think that person's going to act or respond? They're going to be confused, upset, angry, going, what the fuck's going on here? You do it long enough.
Just to clarify for the audience, Flat Earth Dad lost his ears in Nam, so that's his medical reason for not being able to wear a mask.
Right.
No, you know what I said I said to one lady, I said, listen, I have some I said I have some rectal issues and I need as much oxygen as possible. She just turned away.
If you let out a fart at a particular moment, it would have been brilliant.
Well, that's what I mean. If you want to end the conversation quickly, just tell them you have rectal issues and you need oxygen. They don't want to ask any questions and they just let you go on through. Right. But you have to find that out. So you can be angry and upset, which I was.
Tell them that you have oxygen dependence.
Exactly, even better. Beautiful. Oxygen dependence.
Yeah, guys. I want to address something now. So this was the image that we were talking about before. I just asked Liam if he'd compressed it or what have you. So I'm going to do it on mine anyway. So I figured out a way of doing it. So I'm just going to change the adjustment. So I'm going to image resize it. So I'm going to resize it. So I'm not going to change the the height of it. I'm just going to change the width. So I'm just going to change the width down to say 50 pixels. So it's just under 12 times short. So that should get it about right, shouldn't it? By absolute size. So there you go. So that's squished. Would you agree? Did I squish it, guys?
It looks squished, yeah.
Right, okay.
Click on the stream here.
So let's
zoom. You can see your bar is bent.
So let's zoom in. So there we go. Yeah. So I've zoomed in. So now I'm just going to put a line in. So
why is the bar bent, not the horizon now?
we'll just put a line in, and let's have a look at the horizon. Here we go. Let's just go down to pretty flat to me. On mine anyway. I mean, I've not got
It looks like the bar looks bent on the right hand side though. If you look at that bar, it looks bent down slightly. Like keep going where you had that black line.
Yeah.
And if you just look at the right side there, you see that bar looks a little bent there. I don't know why it would do that, but it does.
I don't know. It doesn't look curvy though, does it?
No curve, no.
So maybe that's how you should do it. I mean, I don't know if it's the action of compressing it from left to right rather than just changing the
It's a
pixel.
compression. So what you're doing is you're compressing it into. So you're changing the constraints.
Yeah,
of
I
the
know.
photograph.
But what I mean is
when you squish it there, you're not changing the constraints. I don't think.
yeah,
Really.
when you squish it by actually moving it through the pixels from right to left like that to squish it, I think that maybe gives you the curve. Because what I've done here is I've just changed the pixels. You know, so let's unz that. So I've just changed it. So I'm not actually physically moving it from left to right. All I've done is resize the image size and just change the pixels down to 50, let's say, to get a flat. So I'm not actually running it through the program, and the program isn't messing it up by constantly moving it through and back. Do you know what I mean? All the times
Sort of, yeah. You're not really changing it. You're just reducing the pixel size of the image.
Yes.
Like you're not changing the frame size. You're just changing the pixel.
Yes.
Which actually will change the size. Won't? No, it changes the resolution factor.
There's no squish. There's no curve on it. They're doing that way. So I don't know if that's going to trigger the Globers to say, "Oh, you're not doing it right. You should squish it." No, but I have squished it. I've just changed the aspect ratio of it, which should still show a curve, shouldn't it?
It should, but I think I've ran into the same issue with you. I think there is a difference when you compress the image rather than because if it is above if that horizon line is above the center focal point, you should get a curve on it if you compress the image down. Like I'm not familiar. I can look at Paint and see how Paint's doing it. I know
Yeah. I just found it interesting anyway that mine wasn't able to get it. Right. Did somebody try to interrupt then? Somebody tried to say something?
No. Just looking at Gleam was going to do it in Photoshop. He had it up going. Up and running. I think.
Yeah, Gleam. If you're there, do you want to do it in Photoshop and do the aspect ratio change rather than the squish? Did you do an aspect ratio?
No, I've done an actual squish.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what the squish shows, and it'd be interesting to see what the aspect ratio shows.
Well, the whole reason why you didn't get a curve there is because Discord compresses it, so it was only about 900 pixels wide.
No, I got it off the. Oh right, okay. Instead of what?
Instead of 4,000.
Ah, right, okay. Did you straighten it up though?
Yeah, and then if you see on my one, I do get a curve.
Right, okay.
But still, they're wonky. They're all wonky.
Did you do an aspect ratio? Can you do an aspect ratio one on the original image that's been straightened, and just see if you get a different result? It might be the constant changing that you do as you do this squish from one side to the other that gives you the curve. Right, okay. Head Like a Rock says stretch it vertically at first. Okay.
A Gleam in Photoshop, I believe there's a little lock button when you go to squish it. Do you have to remove that? It's like an aspect ratio lock.
Yeah, that's how I've done that last one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean with that aspect thing. But I thought you meant like to change it from 619 to 433.
No, you're not. You actually don't have to change that. What you should do is you should be able to just move that lock button, and then you should be able to enter the sizes. But you can also, there's two ways to do it. You can also press. I think you can also press. When you have transform selected, I think you can press Control Shift or Shift and then drag it in. You can do it that way without going into aspect ratio as well.
Yeah,
I think.
that's it there. That's it there. If you look on live, that was the original.
Yeah, but they still don't understand. You know, I mean, even if it still just shows a very slight curve, that's not curvature of Earth. That is because you're above the surface and you're looking in a circle. You see in a circle. You have a field of view. And if you've got a field of view of, say, 10 miles all around, it will create a circle. So if you're taking a snapshot of that circle, let's say you're taking 100 degrees snapshot of that circle, you'll be actually taking an image of a circle, not a curve. It's a circle. Field of view.
Oh, exactly. And you would see that because you're standing on the circle, right?
Yes.
And you're looking out. You would see that, I believe, as a slight curve. Your the circle of visibility around you.
Of course you would.
Very slight.
But I think primarily though you get a lot of you get the barrel distortion from it. That's I think just what's highlighting it. Well, I know that from my experience, that's what I've discovered. It highlights is definitely the barrel distortion of the camera. Now the rectilinear lens, I'd have to do the experiment to confirm it, but I would never take Rumpus or Rory's face value because I think they know to do this as an intentional scam because they know of barrel distortion. So I think it's an easy cheat for them. And an easy, because people don't really dig. They go, look, the guy can press curve. It's easy. That's why I think they use it, because it's an easy deception.
Have we got 100 likes yet?
Well said.
Have we got 100 likes on the video? Hopefully. I think last time I checked.
95 likes.
95 likes. Come on, we've only got 5 more likes to get to that 100.
96.
Come on, guys. There must be people in there that haven't liked it yet. Get it up past the 100. It's what we should be doing on every person's video. Every Flat Earther's video that ever puts a video out, everybody should be hitting that like button on every single Flat Earther's channel, giving them that support. It doesn't matter whether you like them or you don't. If you are a Flat Earther and they've put a content out, you should like their video because it just helps. It really does. Every like matters.
I think also the dislikes are almost as equal, if not equal.
Interactions. It's interactions. But you still want to see likes on the video because it gives people confidence in the video itself. Right, that you've watched the video, you've liked it. It will encourage more people to watch the video. If the first impression of your video is to see 20 likes and 100 dislikes, it's highly unlikely they're going to watch the video. Because it's just what I do. I turn on a video and if I see that likes to dislike ratio, I immediately turn off it and watch something else.
Hey, people still watch the Flat Earth Early Bird.
Speak for yourself.
You know what? We got Blue Marble in here. Blue Marble Science in your chat, Ranty, and he's like, "Please show me a picture of the dome." Like, do they got a picture of the center of the Earth? Do they got? Why do they do these stupid things after all this time? Blue Marble Science is still doing it. He's just holding on to the last straws, eh?
Yeah, show us the image of the molten iron core, please. Not a drawing. I want to see an image of it.
A volcano. Come on.
But why do you think grown man? He's 60. He's in his 60s. Blue Marble Science is in his 60s, right? Or no, is that Blue? Yeah, that's Blue Marble Science, right? That's Bob the Science Guy and this guy. They're both in their late 60s, mid 60s.
Yes, I don't know. I'm just agreeing with you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Blue Marble Science is in his 60s for sure.
Bob's late 50s, I think, but yeah.
I think Blue is in his 70s.
Maybe no,
he's in his 80s. He's in his 80s.
No, I heard 90s with the cane. Shout out Blue. I'm only kidding.
Now there's one thing I've tested is you cannot the older you are, I can't speak for Pete Shea, but the older because I went up to older people questioning older pilots and just inquiring, right? Inquiring how far, what they can think of, and what they can accept as reality. And I find that the older they are, they're definitely they're closed into their system. There's no way of getting out of it. Especially Blue Marble Science.
Hang on, how old do you think I am?
You're 45 or something like that. I forget your age. You're
45. Yeah, 48, like so.
48, yeah. So I think there is. I think there's also a limit to your mind at a certain age where you just can't go there. And
Well.
I think late 50s, late 50s, maybe. But then once you start getting into I only did this for maybe 10 or 15 people that I've asked in that age group. And it's just kind of like, they're spent. That's it. They don't care.
What are you talking about Blue Marble Science and Bob the Science Guy? They're two military men. They know the earth is flat.
I think so, yeah. I think. Well, I mean,
to be fair, there is so many military. There are so many military in this argument. It really astounds me how many military people are in this, especially on the globe side. They all seem to have been in the military. It's like, come on.
Just let me say,
a faceless military man at the head of flat Earth in the form of Quantum Eraser.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the numbers get skewed a little bit when you think that a lot of retired military guys have time on their hands. So the only real people you're going to get kind of here every day are people with time on their hands. But I'm not saying there aren't operations going on. I'm just saying, that could contribute to the fact that, it's mostly males with a lot of time on their hands, which a large percentage of military is.
Well, when I first started researching it, I found out that because I was incognito under a different alias, I found out actually a lot of them were on disability. A lot of these guys debating on Facebook were literally on UK. Like this is UK. UK when it first came out, Flat Earth on YouTube.
He was on disability. That's how he makes his money.
What's that?
Craig?
No, just not just him. Not just him. In general, if like for instance, if I was to be let's say a double agent and have my Flat Earth account and then have my Globe account, and then I would argue with myself and then have somebody come in, right? Because I'm researching this stuff. So to research, you have to be a form of deception. You have to, because once you break down that deception, once you've not break down, but once you've kind of built trust there, which takes a couple of months, then you can actually infiltrate. Yeah, you can actually ask questions. You can be like, "Hey, man, what do you do for work?" "Oh, I'm not working right now. I'm doing this." "Oh, you're not working, but you're fighting against Flat Earth. Interesting. How'd you do?" "Oh, yeah." And then this is relentless. Like for a year, this is relentless. Like, you find out a lot of people in the UK are on government funding, and you got people that are fighting against it and fighting for it. So I don't know, man. It has to be by design.
Hang on, Flat Earth Dad. To clarify that there. So what you went undercover in a sense off your own back into a grouping of these Borg, as I call them. What is that what you did?
I was more intrigued.
You are definitely under the thumb now.
I was more intrigued by the argument. I was intrigued by the argument, right? So I'm like, well, who's doing this argument? How does this pop up for whatever? And once I realized what I realized, and then the negativity I got back from it, I was like, okay, let's go to the other side now and figure out who these people are. Because I was perplexed by why you would fight so hard against it and why you would be relentless in it. Okay, you're defending your religion. I get it. But let's figure out a little bit more. So it took a long time to get the information, but they will tell you, right? They will eventually tell you, not directly sometimes. They don't come out and say it, just questions here and there because they see you pop up. You're familiar to them. They don't see you as a threat. They're a little bit more inviting, a little bit more open. It's very easy, classic shit, right? So, but we're definitely, this is not all intentional. Like you said, Pete, it's on a platter because Library of Congress was lined up for me. When I went to Library of Congress, I had all the books I wanted about Flat Earth. And all I had to do is go to Library of Congress, right? Yeah.
I just want to say,
that says a lot, doesn't it?
This stream today outperformed Nathan Oakley's. Woohoo! Because we had 172 watching at one point, and Nathan didn't have that much today. So how cool is that? It's the first time I've ever beaten him on a day.
Well
done.
I think he backed up his show because he used to premiere at 5 alongside you. Now I think he's premiering at 4. So maybe he might even put his time slot back.
Okay. Well, first time ever though. It was the first time for everything, so it's been a great discussion so far though. I have to say, I mean, what we've talked about today, it's an excellent show. It's been, yeah, definitely the best in the past week, even though the other ones have been great too. I think all these conversations that we have, the different people we have coming in, the conversations we talk about, yeah, it's supremely good.
I think maybe once in a while you might have to threaten leaving just to get the ratings back up there.
Well, it'll be interesting to see after Brandon's had his stint on here to see what see if he can maintain the viewership. That'll be a challenge. Maybe get some more viewers.
It's a lot of work, Brandon, but you know what? I've seen your work. You're definitely cut out to do it. So I think you'll have fun. Right?
Yeah. And, you know, I'm not expecting everybody to stick around. Ranty, I think you're a big reason that people come to this show. For sure. Probably the main reason for a lot of people. You're the main reason I watched the show, because I saw you on the other show and you came out with your round table, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to keep it fun, keep the good conversations going, and it'd be a shame for us just to dissolve and go our separate ways, you know?
No, I don't think that will. I don't think that's possible. But one thing about Ranty's show is it's better than Nathan Oakley's for the simple fact that it was always more inviting than Nathan's. Nathan's is always trying to be a really tight, controlled ship. And when it's tightly controlled like that, you got to be a little curious to why that is. So it's like there's a lot of vulnerability there, it seemed. Where Ranty, I think you invited in the invulnerability and then just knocked it out of the park. That's the difference.
I like that.
Nathan gets his instructions for Quantum Eraser, right? The faceless military man who gives the Black Swan on 1/1/2020. But quantum mechanics came about with the death of ether. And if there's one word all of that panel are told to hate in unison, it's the word ether. So there's something else going on for certain. And, well, if we're trying to get to the bottom of what's going on as individuals, Flat Earth Data, right? We got to take all of this stuff on board. And well, you mentioned a creator, right? If you don't know what the next step is, maybe ask the creator. I think the creator plan is in everything, right? So whatever's unfolding.
He's doing all this, man. I mean, not directly he's doing it. If you think of what they're trying to do, so the United Nations is trying to change our behaviors. This is what their argument is. We need to change these people's behaviors. Our Canadian government, 2 politicians said within a week span of each other that they could do more terrible things to the population. Literally, we could do more terrible things. Not paraphrasing. That came out of her mouth. This is Kristen Freeland who said this. And then Justin Trudeau said something yesterday regarding the same things. Things will get worse. So we've had our politicians warn us. Things will get worse.
Hey, just want to say, Troll versus Troll says that he watches the show for you, Flat Earth Data. There we go. And I turned around and said, well, do you know what? Everybody has their own favourites. And I think that's what this panel is. It's such a diverse range of people. There's so many different ideas, so many different ways to bring about a conversation. We've got Gleam, we've got FE Evangelist, Flat Earth Data, obviously, we've got Peacher. Everyone's got their own different way of doing this. They've got Right at the Hand who smashes it out of the park, SE Montreal, The Real Bob Dole. I mean, these guys are just staple guys that just have their own way of talking about it. On Nathan's, and I don't want to, I'm not dishing his channel here at all, but what I'm saying is they all say the same thing, like little robots, little mini Nathans. There's no diversity there. Here, we've got all these people. Brandon Toy, who's going to smash it out of the park as well. Everybody's doing a great job. Paige, whenever she steps in. Everyone's got their own opinions and the way they actually push things across. It's just so good. I'm actually going to be sad that I'll be leaving you guys for a time.
You'll come back and check it out.
Anywhere, stop it. You're going to be around.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is ingrained, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to be so curious. I'm going to speak for myself here. I have to, like Ranty, I've been off work for a period of time. I got to go back into the workforce. I have to do it. I know that I can't do what I've been doing, studying and researching every day, 10 hours a day. I can't do it. because I got to go make money. So when you do that, you have to compartmentalize split yourself in half or whatever you want to do. Compartmentalize. But the thing is I will come
You can
back
be
to
a
it.
guest, Ranty.
Yeah, I think that's what I will do. I will stop in from time to time. You know, I won't be running it, but I'll definitely stop in.
You won't get rid of it. It'll always be there because you'll always want to know who's up. Has it grown? Is there new people? Because that's my curiosity. I can't be the only one to think that.
Can I just add what I meant to say was with the scientific method, when it comes to what is questions, the scientific method is not applicable. And this is what it should be all about for us. What actually the fuck is. We know what isn't by the bucket loads, right? But yeah, this is what's not dealt with on the Nathan Oakley and crew daily offering. And as Flat Earth Data said, it is suspicious. And after a while, you sort of get a grasp on what's going on. And as far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is an operation. And once again, where it leads, well, that's down to the individual. And now more than ever, the individual is on their own because everyone is going to be so, sort of wrapped up in their own thoughts and things, and especially in these sort of turbulent, uncertain times. So go figure it out yourself. Flat Earth was handed us on a plate. Let me just say this: Flat Earth was handed us on a plate, and I hold it there was a greater script or story in play which connects each and every one of us, and that's what the next focus has to back onto you yourself and who you are. Yeah.
Do you think they're going to bring back, because the way I look at the population control, it's a way of all these psychological operations going on are to put people in groups. It has to be grouping people. And now they have AI, it's easier to group these people, right? So isn't it kind of like
through the ages, divide and conquer? I mean,
exactly,
that's the playbook.
Yeah, but they're now you can think to the extreme here and say, well, are they going to, fulfill their depopulation program, whether it's vaccines, whether it's geoengineering, whatever they're doing, they are saying clearly that we are carbon producers and we need to be carbon neutral. This is what the government's saying. There's impossibility for the world to be carbon neutral because we produce carbon. We're carbon producing animals. So there's no possibility for us to be carbon neutral. But you hear our politicians say, we need to be carbon neutral by this time. By this time, so I think it's a sinister, like just going to the dark side, if you will, and not a lot of people might like that. But if you look at history, they kind of did the same thing. They went around from house to house, logging people down of who they were, what their political affiliations were, and they would come and take them away. Right? So if they got your ID, they got all that stuff, you have your political affiliation, you're into God, 10 years later, when I'm in my 50s, they might come and take me away because I don't fit their protocol or their new agenda. So that's what I think the sinister thing is about, because it's just about history repeating itself. Right? Nothing's new under the sun.
So the question is, what are you going to be able to do about it, man?
The push
the answer earlier on, I think.
Well, the push is for common law, understanding, common law is important. I'm in Canada, so I'm under common law. I don't know if the UK, are you? Yeah, you guys are under common law too in the UK, right?
I'm in Ireland, man.
Oh, in Ireland.
In England. No, it's legislation there.
Well, look, I don't think by 2020, if they want to do what they want to do, which is to have the reset in 2021 and then have everybody vaccinated or chipped, well, then I don't fit in that society anyway. And I've already told all my family members, I told all that stuff. I'm not doing it. That pisses a lot of people off in your family. Angers, especially they don't understand. They think you're crazy, right? But then if you come from my experience where this is all pre-planned and all organized, and then now that we've been exposed to it, we can witness it unfold, then you better be making some plans for the future. And here's the catch-22. Is it just based in fear where it ruins your idea of future? Is 2021 going to come by and everything's going to go back to normal and it's just a psyop? Or is it going to be implemented to what they're warning us of? Because they are warning us.
Funny you're talking about that Flat Earth Data. You guys know Dwayne Kellum, the guy who launches the balloons? Well, the poor guy lost his job today. Now, guess why?
Why?
He refused to wear a mask.
There you go.
And they fired him. He has a video out. If anybody subscribed to him, you can see it. He details it, the whole thing.
Yeah, I watched that. I mean, he he took it really far. He stood
Oh,
up
yeah.
in his whole shop and said, "I'm not wearing a mask." Stood up to his management when they pushed on him. Stood up to the labor union when
guy?
they pushed on him.
Yep.
Probably had pressure from his family too. I feel bad for him that he's lost the job, but you got to hand it to him for standing up for his what he believes in.
Yeah, and you notice he didn't even go the medical route. They gave him a chance to go the medical route, and he said, no, it's not about medicine. It's about, I know I'm right. I know they're lying to me, and I'm taking a stance. I couldn't believe it, man.
If more people did that, though, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in.
Yeah, shout out Dwayne Kellum.
Dwayne Kellum, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll look at that video. Thanks for mentioning it.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you guys. I wasn't going to tell you this, but I'll tell you. I got hold on. I got arrested 2 days ago. I went into a store, and I was bookstore, and the lady came up to me wearing a mask. She goes, "You can't be in here. It's over 10 capacity." I looked around. There was 8 people, 9 and 10. I said, "No, it's not." She goes, "Well, you can't be in here because you're not wearing a mask." I said, "I can't wear a mask." She goes, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave." And then I kind of was questioning her. It's like, "Were you kicking me out for a mask? What are you kicking me out? The 10 thing?" So I got out of her store. I stood in the lineup again. And I says, "Well, let me know when the 10 capacity, it's so I can go in, right?" She goes, "No, you're not wearing a mask." I says, "Well, you just said it was 10 capacity. Which is it, 10 capacity or the mask? You're kicking me out for both reasons." And then the security guard came up and asked me to leave. I left. As I leave the store, I yell out. I don't scream or anything. I just yell out, "Masks aren't good for you. Masks aren't good for you people." Security guard comes up to me. He's like, "What did you just say? What are you saying to these people?"
What?
And I was like, what are you doing, dude? He followed me and my partner out of the mall, across the parking lot, across the street into another parking lot where he called the police. The police came up to me, rushed up with sirens on. No, this is fact. There was no violence. There was no mischief. There was no vandalism. There was no threat of violence. None of it. The officer says, she goes, anyway, she comes up to me and I said, I'm under investigation. Is there a crime committed? What am I being detained for? She goes, "Well, I'm investigating you." I said, "Well, if you're investigating me, there has to be a crime. Did you witness a crime? I'm not operating a vehicle." They arrested me on the spot. They detained me. They gave me a mischief charge and an obstruction charge. So now I got to go to court in November 20th, all for saying in the mall, "Don't wear masks, people. Don't wear masks." And the cop charged me with mischief, saying that I caused unhappiness. That's why he get. No, I'm not fucking. I'm not fucking joking.
Fuck, is this Canada we grew up in? Wow.
I know, dude. So that's not. I'm paraphrasing. Let me. He said.
Hang the bastard.
Basically, I caused unhappiness. Is what I did. I took away somebody's happiness, and so he charged me. I'm not joking. So now I got to go through this whole thing. The obstruction charge is a federal offense. The mischief charge is nothing. But the obstruction charge.
A safe room in the mall that they could have went to.
I don't know, bro. But it's disgusting. And then while I was getting processed, I said, "You guys keep saying that I did mischief, but what does that mean? There's no bodily harm. There's no vandalism. You made people unhappy. You took away happiness." I'm like, "I'm being charged and detained and put in a cell because I made people unhappy." He's like, "Yep." I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to respond. I did my thing. I'm out. I got to go back, and now I got to. Hopefully, it just gets thrown into court because it's absolutely ridiculous. But we'll find. I'll let you guys know, by the end of November.
Hey, do you know Dwayne Kellum?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, apparently he got fired today.
No, I didn't know about that.
Yesterday. That's his video. Bob posted it in the chat.
Yeah, I watched it earlier. It was about him not wearing a mask, him refusing to wear a mask or something. He spoke out about it, and his boss.
Hang on, Steve Montreal just told that story a second ago. What's going on?
Where the hell you guys been?
Yeah, I understand that, but yeah, I'm showing the video for the audience so they can go over and watch it. I was bringing it up, making it.
Okay. I thought your memory went up again, right?
He was messing with us, Pete.
So
that's sad.
Flatter Dad, I mean,
he really handled it well. Yeah.
Let me just say, Flatter Dad, that's a fucking farce. And maybe you'll have your day in court. I mean, really think about what you can say here, and of course, go in as the living man, which is what you always are, right? So, I mean, of course, they wanted your name, right, and they wouldn't release you. Let me just say, similar thing happened. Not similar thing didn't happen, but I walked by the bookstore here in Limerick, and there was a booth just as you step in the door, and I wasn't even looking for books or anything. I said, right, I'm going to go and see what happens. And I went in, and a woman steps out immediately and goes, oh, you can't come in, you need a mask here. And unlike you were very sort of calm about it when you just, what did you say as you were walking away? Masks are not good for you. I let the whole fucking store have it about how the corona was a fucking hoax and how we're all a load of fucking robots, jumping to the tune of a bunch of fucking crooks and criminals. So
do you know what's really sad about that though? It was really sad when I yelled it in the as I was leaving the store and I yelled it out. People actually giggled and laughed.
So you brought happiness instead of unhappiness.
Well, that's the funny part. But they were laughing at me because I was saying it like you're an idiot. Masks don't are good. Like it was just Twilight Zone, dude. If I would have been able to document it, they were laughing at me because I was saying it like I was crazy for saying the masks are bad for you. So, anyway, if you go into
news now instead of more gloom and doom.
Well, that's the
I have
problem,
some good
right?
news.
What's the good news?
You guys remember Brian Mullen?
Yeah, is he back?
He's back in action.
Really?
Nice.
Yep.
What, on YouTube? Back Flat Earth?
Yep.
Get out of it. Really?
Yeah, I was on this chat yesterday. Yeah, he released 2 videos. Now, unless somebody's pretending it's him, Mr. Brian Mullen is back in action.
So, hang on, was it his old videos that he was putting up with the new ones?
I believe it was, I think he did one new one. I don't want to say, I really don't know. But he was in the chat, and I interacted with him. Because I can't remember his old video. You know, when he does it on the chalkboard there, he was talking about the plane. Could have been an old one, but I don't want to say for sure. But if he's back, wow, what are they going to say now? Oh, you don't have any professionals. Well, he's a structural engineer.
Yeah, very much associated with Robbie Davidson. And also pivotal in the organization of the first Flat Earth conference was Brian Mullen. And what I reckon at the time, I still do reckon, he was put in place to give this official face to Flat Earth. And then, of course, he left in a blaze of orchestrated drama, I call it. But before he did, he brought us 2 things. One was the first Flat Earth conference. He brought us 3 things. One was the first Flat Earth conference. He introduced us to Robbie Davidson, and he gave us Bible literalism. He gave us the happy story of meeting a woman and agreeing to get married and becoming a born-again Christian. Isn't that all lovely and fairy tale? I'm not very cynical.
Pete, didn't you know this is all to lead us back to the church? That's what they have to cause all the chaos for. They have to cause all the mental distress. They have to cause all the pain so everybody reaches out to God. And then what's going to happen, because even if you're an atheist, they still cry out to God. That's the ironic part. So what happens is once they put all this in place, then somebody's going to come out that's a religious leader. They're going to have all the common sense. They're going to have all the stuff and all the power, and everybody's going to gravitate to it. That's what I see the build up for. But on a side note here, that's happy and positive. Ranty, you should put on a tune. It's called The 21st Century Blues by Toto. I couldn't fucking believe it. It was a song released in 2015. If you have a second to play it on YouTube, can you get a copyright strike? I guess if you play it, maybe you would.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, anybody checking it out when you have spare time? 21st Century Blues by the band Toto. They have a line in it in the song. Here, I'll get the lyrics. I'll be back in a sec. I'll get the lyrics and read them out to you.
No worries. Yeah, so we've had 106 likes on the video, which is pretty awesome, actually, guys. Keep smashing it. If you've just tuned in, all the likes make all the difference. And if you dislike it, fair enough, you can dislike it too. Interactions is good. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't really matter. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. It's free to interact with the channel in that respect. And it does help. All these help the algorithms push things forward. So every like matters. Not just every life matters, but every like matters.
So I got the lyrics. If you want me to read them out.
I don't think Brian Mullen is back. I had a quick look. it doesn't appear that it's a new Brian Mullen. I think it's just somebody impersonating him and re-uploading his videos. That would be my suspicion.
Well, I uploaded to his videos on my site just the other day.
Right.
The argument with Coriolis and the argument with landing planes flights. So the lyrics for 21st Century Blues. This is how it goes. Now they tell me, and this is released in 2015. Now they tell you what. Now they tell you what to think, and that the sky is green. Am I only the only one to see it's a big machine? Someone tell me. How can we believe the world is round? I just can't conceive it. All we see and hear, the truth has drowned. It's all but disappeared. How can we believe the world is round? It's hard to perceive. That's from Toto, 2015. Good little blues song. Check it out.
Very good. That's pretty in your face, isn't it? And Toto, or well, if it's the same band I'm thinking of,
Africa. You know the song. You know the song Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, favorite song, dude. I listen to that song. And anytime I'm out, there's a beach or sun, I gotta play the Africa song from Toto.
Yeah.
It's the
An
opening
80s
rhythm.
band.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic group. Fantastic group.
Oh, that's pretty in your face, isn't it? That's pretty overt.
2015, it was released. So you tell me.
I'd like to see the video of that. Actually, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, 21st Century Blues, Toto.
I just posted the Mullen video now. I don't know if it's real or not, but you guys could judge for yourselves. On the general.
Flat Earth Data's, that's Flat Earth Data's channel.
Yeah, so I changed my title name to I Dig a Flat Plane.
That's your channel?
Yeah, I changed it to the name of it.
No shit. Oh, so you posted that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
just because
Mystery
everybody
solved.
yeah, it's good to see that, right? It's good to go over it again, and you know, it's just good to have that in the bank, man, because a lot of people who come to my channel, you know, that's all I hear in the comments. So I just said, I said, fuck it, all this information's already out there anyway. I'm just gonna start loading it to my page, and then since I started doing that, I get less arguments from them. So
that was you I was chatting with yesterday?
That was me, brother.
And he kept quiet as well. He kept quiet.
I thought it was him. Nice. Well,
you were fooled. You were fooled. He was playing with you.
I did tell you guys I'm not sure if it's him or not, but I saw him. Good one, bro.
And Ranty, I posted one of your videos on my channel as well regarding Simon Dan. So hopefully you don't mind that.
No, not at all. No, knock yourself out, mate. Right, I'm gonna put the link into the video. Here we go. That was to the Brian Mullins one. That's actually to your channel. So listen, if you like Flat Earth Data and he's changed the name of his channel, yeah, just follow the link that I've just posted in the chat right now. It'll take you to his video, and yeah, you might as well subscribe whilst you're there. Why not? You've got quite a few subscribers actually. You're not far off 1,000. You're at what, 592? So
Well, I figured I'd grow it by just posting a whole bunch of videos that I get from library. I've had a bank of these videos anyway. I'm just going to keep posting them just to get the views. And then I've noticed when I started doing that, I would actually gain more subscribers. So I figured, just keep doing it to build it up, because I'm going through all this effort anyway. I might as well try to build it up with content. And then if it's on library, everybody posts it up for free. There's no copyright issue on it. So it's all good. Share the information, man.
Exactly. And to be fair, that's just what the Globers do anyway.
Yeah, I was, and I don't have much time. I don't have much time to make good, long quality content videos. I just don't. With what I have to do, I have time to talk, but I have no time to sit there and, when it's already done and people have done the
Editing
work.
takes a long time. People don't realize, unless they made a video, how
yeah, it's not that.
consuming editing could be. It could be hours just for like a 10-minute effect.
That's how long it takes me to do it. To do a 10 or 12-minute video, it takes me around about 5 hours.
Yeah, it can be draining, right? But I think because there's already enough of that information out there. What you do, Ranty, is you actually go take your observations, you edit, you do your videos. I see that you've already done it, so I look at it and go, well, I've done my little version of it, but to the extent that you've done it, I don't need to do it. And that's the way I look at it. So a lot of this content is already there. I just don't think it's shared enough. And so that's what I decided to do, is just share more of that content. I think that's the best way to do it.
Share the shit out of my content. I've got loads of
so
it.
when-
There's loads
so
of
what I do
videos
is-
out there. Just grab them, download them, and re-upload them somewhere. And that goes to anybody. You don't get a copyright strike from me. Get the information out.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick up some of the videos, some of the other videos you've done in the past with good conversations, and I'll take excerpts from them, upload them. That's what I plan to do anyway, as part of the data thing. Flat Earth data is to have this excerpt, but it's so time consuming, man. And raising a family, trying to make money, and doing that, it's just I can't do it.
FED, are you still working on? I know you were at one time going to put together a documentary. Are you still working on that?
I'm still working on it. Yeah, it's there, but it's when I see people like Ranty and I see people like Global. So the point is my documentary, like prior to our early conversation, I said, look, when I enter these movements, I have to avoid the conversation with Flat Earth, because I can't enter these movements without being an outcast from them. As soon as I say Flat Earth, I'm an outcast from it. So what I've decided to do is look at my documentary differently and not approach it from the Flat Earth perspective, like directly Flat Earth evidence, more of psychological operations, what our government does, implying that all of these operations in front of us are intentional, and Flat Earth is one of them. Not like a documentary on like how the Earth is flat and how we found it was flat, because that would be all, subjective content. I wanted, well, even talking about the government is all subjective too, but I wanted to do something at least that would be on the surface more palatable, but then allowing the opportunity to them to inquire. But if you look at Celebrate Truth, Robbie, you're talking about Robbie Davidson, he's already got it. It's already there. I couldn't improve upon a Flat Earth content. What I can improve upon is maybe letting people know that these movements are happening, and it's not just localized to Flat Earth. It's not just localized to that lie.
Well, to be fair, everyone could do that. Everyone should be doing that. Not just you, uploading stuff, but people could talk about it. People can share the videos. People can interact with the videos with a thumbs up. Just to move things along. Everyone has their own way of inputting, and helping out, and they should be doing, And I appreciate what you're saying, that you're downloading the videos and re-uploading the better ones, which is great because it gets you a database, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's working out, because if you look at your show today, you had the highest numbers yet. So that's a very positive sign, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it took a dip. It's weird. It's like I don't know, maybe a year ago there was 280 people watching. At one time I had over 300. And then it dropped, and it even recently it was down to just 90 people watching, or 100. And I'd say in the last 2.5 weeks or so, then it's slowly picked up. But it's weird, the shows always seem to get 1,800 or a couple of thousand views anyway. Doesn't matter whether there was 300 people watching or whether there was 90 people watching. It always works out that by the time the videos are all finished, they always get about 1,800 views, something like that. So I'm just putting it down to the times that people decide to watch them, or that are available to watch them. That some will watch them live and some will watch them on the re-upload. It's just the way it works out. I don't think I'm losing views. I just think that people maybe watch it back on the re-upload.
Well, I noticed they changed the law again with sharing information. In other words, as I was using Google Analytics and this thing, when you have a website, you have an ISO. You can pay a thing for it's a search engine feature. You can pay an extra fee for it, so allows your website to be placed into the algorithm. So when people are searching it up, you come to the top, so to speak, right? I noticed that they changed the laws, and this is just like maybe 2 weeks ago they did this, and I noticed that my Google Analytics with my Flat Earth Data website, there was no hits on it anymore. Done. And for the last 3 years, there'd be 20, 30 every day, 20, 30 hits a day. Sometimes 5, sometimes 10, but never 0. There was always hits. And just when they passed that new, I can't remember the law they did. It has to do with privacy. It has to do with search engines. It has to do with, I can't remember the acronym for the digital media law change that happened. But anyway, it affected my channel to the point where I went into Google Analytics, went into GoDaddy. GoDaddy would show me the some of the information, but then Google Analytics showed me 0. So that could be that they've changed some things. Where now, they're always changing it, right? So
always trying to screw you over somehow.
And I think that's what it is. So I basically got rid of that. I was like, well, I'm not going to fight for that. It's costing me $18 a month just to have a website. That was having 20-30 people a day for traffic, but there was no progress in it, right? So
right, yeah,
it was actually
another thing, Ranty. I'm not saying this is everything, but part of it could be seasonal as well, because you're coming out of summer. And it just when the weather's warmer, people are out more socialising, doing stuff. Whereas when you hit the dead of winter, it's cold, it's miserable, people are home. So it could partly be to do with weather as well. You might find your numbers start to rise as your weather disappears, because people are home at night just thinking, oh, okay, tune into Ranty.
Yeah, don't forget to tune into Ranty. I'm doing this most nights, guys. You get to get this conversation. It's great. Right, listen. I'm going to be rounding up soon, but I want to just plug my DLive channel again, because I would like to get to 200 subscribers over there. I've got 90 now, so maybe if I could get to 100 just tonight, that would be pretty cool. But if you're listening back to this on the re-upload, just look in the live chat. If you've got a little button to the right that you can check for the live chat, and you'll see me posting a link right now that you could click and subscribe to me on DLive. So if you're on the re-upload or you're watching it live right now, please go and subscribe over there, because I want to put some videos up there that are going to stay up there for 2 or 3 days before they remove them, and at least the information will get out. I've got great videos that I've got stored ready to put out. I can't put them on YouTube though, because they will get banned. They will definitely get banned, and you won't get to see the information. So if I'm on DLive, at least that's another streaming option as well, another streaming option for next year. So at least subscribe if you can. Right, guys, I want to do some final thoughts. Do you want to go first, F Evangelist? Right, Flat Earth Data.
Thanks, Ranty, for putting on the show, coming back, and allowing me to vent. So much appreciated. Good conversation today, and looking forward to some more in the future.
No worries. Gleam? See if Birthday Man's around. He's probably pretty drunk.
I am.
Hey!
I am. Am I there? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nice one, Ranty. It's been a good one. It's been amazing to show Rumpus how delusional he is again. Literally just got showed he was wrong twice, but couldn't handle it, and literally threw his toys out the pram and said, "You're never right." But salute to you, sir, and salute to everyone out there. Oneness. Take care. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Pete, final thoughts there.
Well, we never to talk about the main topic of the show itself and how far we've come, and I think this is vital. At this, I say it's a very late stage anyway, and as inquirers, seasoned inquirers, if we haven't moved beyond flat Earth, the flat Earth basics, I think we're selling ourselves short somewhat. There's much more information out there, I think, to be gleaned. I think ultimately is the purpose of all of this, coming back to a created reality and a creator. I think we have to understand that we've been given certain skills to be able to work out the nature of, or at least I think it's a positive way to continue forward anyway, and to work out the nature of our home here and our own existence. And where's the best place to look? Well, in the stories that are told us, right? The scriptures, right? The scripture, so we can put a new interpretation, our own personal interpretation on everything. I think when we do that, I think lots of things sort of combine and a greater story emerges. So I'd definitely like to talk about lots more and different and sundry things. The carbon footprint been a very interesting one as well, when it comes back to what carbon actually is. And I've asked that question many times. What is sand? And when we go from the beach to sandy beach inland, we see how the sand gradually transforms to soil or to carbon-based earth, right?
Well, we'll talk about we can talk about that later this week.
Say is what?
Yeah. Go ahead, Pete. Finish up.
I was just going to say the last thing I will say was, ultimately, is this all about coming back to sort of realization as to our true natures? And I say, I hope in my heart, it is anyway. So let's all be strong.
Okay, cheers, Pete. Paige. Nice to see you in.
Hello, persons.
You've joined for final
How
thoughts,
is
though.
everyone?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah. All I wanted to say was there's some new pictures released from NASA. I think it was JunoCam of Jupiter, and they're showing. You know what we see when we look at the stars with the P900, and it looks like, you know, lights in water, all sort of weird looking. Well, they've got this picture of Jupiter that looks like that. It's got like circles of colour all through it. You know, it looks nothing like what you would expect it to look like.
Okay, and where can they find this?
Well, I just had a double check because I found it somewhere else, but I had a double check on Google, and all I typed in was Jupiter Pictures from Jupiter Pictures 2020, and it's like the first or second result, and you can see, you know, some of them look like the normal pictures that they give us, but there's one, oh shit, sorry, somebody's here. There's one in particular that just looks amazing.
Okay, Paige, thank you for letting us know about that. Rob Keane, are you around to do your final thoughts there?
Mirror Sky, by the way.
If not, right, we'll move on to SE Montreal. Final thoughts?
Yes, sir. Good show, as usual. The most important thing of the day is that the show is not ending. Shout out Brandon Toy, and I'm very happy, man. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, my friend. I'll leave Brandon till last, and I'll go down to right at the hand.
Yeah, whenever God closes a door, he opens a window. So, you know, new opportunities abound for everybody. So don't be sad that Ranty's show is ending. Be happy that Ranty has a job and Brandon has a show, and everything will go on in a continuum.
Exactly. And Brandon Toy, your final thoughts?
Yeah, great show, Ranty. We've got 4 more days, hopefully.
Yep.
Definitely going to miss the discussions with you, but we got 4 more days to tell you that before you finally pull the plug, and I'm looking forward to, you know, what comes afterwards. Hopefully we can have great discussions like we did tonight, and learn some new stuff and expose some new stuff. And good job with Rumpus tonight. That they're still defending those compression photos is just beyond me, but whatever. Thanks.
No worries. Right, well, thank you very much, guys. I had a great show this evening. Yeah, I think we had over 170 people watching tonight, which has been one of the best viewing figures for quite some time. So it's been quite a surprise, actually, to see that many people in, and obviously enjoying the show. I appreciate everyone that has given the likes to the video. Makes a change to be able to combat the the negativity that we get on these streams, even though the conversations are quite balanced for the most part. The negativity and the downvotes always seem to be pretty I'm sorry, I just got distracted there with Pete talking at the same time. Right, there we go. So yeah, they always seem to be right up there, you know, and it's nice to see that we've had how many likes. Let's have a look what we're up to. 115 likes. That's just bloody awesome. And if everyone did that on everybody's shows, and everybody did that on everybody's videos that they put out for the Flat Earth side, you would be helping them, and I mean this genuinely. It doesn't take much just to leave a like on a video. It really doesn't, and it makes all the difference in the algorithms. It really, really, really does. Right, listen, I'll be back later this week. I'll be back tomorrow, and in fact I'll be back all the way up till Friday. As you may be aware, Brandon will be taking over the running of the channel for a time. He'll be doing the live streams, so he'll be your host for a short time, maybe till the next year, maybe till the start of next year, so a good 3 months or so. I'm going to have a little break. I'm going to recharge the batteries. I'm going to get my life in order. I'm going to you know, just take a step back a bit. I've been doing this for 5 years, guys, and I've been full throttle for 5 years. It's taken a lot out of me, to be honest. And, you know, there's things happening in my real life that I need to address. We've all got issues here, there, and everywhere. I've got my hernias and waiting for the operation as well. So there's a lot of things that I'm dealing with right now. And to be honest, I just need that. I need to do something different for a short time. But I will be back, so it's not like I'm going forever. But yeah, Brandon will be looking after you for sure. So anyway, I hope you all turn back tomorrow. Tune in, listen to the conversation that will bring you tomorrow. And yeah, just thank you everybody for stopping by and just being awesome. If you're not a subscriber already, just subscribe. You might as well. It doesn't take much just to click the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you don't miss any of the notifications whenever we go live. Right guys, that'll do for tonight, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.